Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of the TJ and the Grumpy Old Man podcast. I'm your host, Son X, and with me today, as always, is our sports analyst and expert, the Grumpy Old Man. They say there's no shame to his game because he is always the same. Isn't that right, Grumpy?
That's me.
That's right, Grumpy. That is you. Before we get into the show, I just got to go over a little housekeeping first. If you guys enjoy the content over here, and even if you don't, please like, subscribe, turn on notifications, and comment so that we can go ahead and try and juice the algorithm over here and get this show out to as many people as possible. Isn't that right, Grumpy?
Out to the masses, if you will.
Out to the masses. That's right. We usually shoot to have this show every Sunday at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Also, if you do enjoy the content over here, we have another show called the Islanders Never Say Die podcast. That show is every Wednesday at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So if you like the show and the content over here, go check us out over there on that other channel. Every Wednesday, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So, Grumpy.
Yeah.
We're getting very, very close to playoff time for both the NCAA and the NFL.
Everything's kind of maybe, who knows, coming into a little bit of a sharper focus. I think it's still close. A little fuzzy, but you never know.
It's close. It's close. And I know we had a discussion yesterday, or maybe it was today. Can't remember, about some SEC schools, and you know my thoughts on the playoffs, what I think should happen. I know you don't agree with it, but you know my thoughts.
You think it should be the SEC? You think it should be the SEC Invitational Tournament?
I absolutely do. If you play nobody throughout the season, you shouldn't just. If you have a cupcake schedule throughout your regular season before the playoffs, you should not just automatically get a bid in because you play no one. I'm sorry.
Okay. But the guys who have cupcake schedules, they have to go undefeated pretty much, right? If you're not.
No. All you have to do is win your conference championship.
Okay. It's only for the top 5 conferences.
Okay.
Well,
so there could be a team that has 3 or 4 losses. There could be a team that has 3 or 4 losses on the season, but get in because they won their conference championship.
Okay.
Do you not think that's that?
But here's the thing.
It shouldn't be like that.
A team with 4 losses is not getting in their conference championship game, first of all. Okay? So it's just a ridiculous point. Go ahead, look something up.
I want to see what the ACC conference looks like. How many losses the teams that are at the top in the ACC conference have.
Go ahead. 2
standings. Okay. That Georgia Tech team could have 3 losses on the end of the year before the conference championship.
Okay, but here's the thing. How many do they actually have? Who's number 1 and number 2 in the conference? What are their records?
Okay, for the ACC, it's broken up into 2 different divisions.
Okay.
So number 1 in one division is Navy. That's 8-2.
Okay.
So they are 6-1 in conference.
Okay. So Navy's 8-2. Okay.
Yes, 8-2.
Okay.
And Georgia Tech is 9-1.
Okay. So what are you talking about?
So, okay, that's fine. Georgia Tech, let's say they lose to Georgia the last game of the year, that's 2 losses that they have.
Okay. And if they win the conference championship with 2 losses, you don't think they should get in the bowl championship series?
No. If they get absolutely brutalized by Georgia, no, I don't think that they should make it in. I don't. Because if they play in the SEC, that's how it would be every single week. That's how it'd be every single week. If they get throttled by Georgia, no, I don't think that they should make it in. It's the same thing that we ran into last year. Clemson and SMU made it in, and they both got blown. They both got blown out. Both those games were terrible. SMU lost by like 40 points.
What was SMU's record?
They had 1 loss, which was the conference championship game.
So if you're in a Power 5 conference and you have 1 loss, you should get in.
Not when so you are advocating for 40-0 blowouts or games where teams win by 40 in the playoffs. That's what you're advocating for.
I'm talking about teams that qualify for the playoffs.
So you would rather have a team like Georgia Tech or Navy make it in over Ole Miss or
why would Ole Miss
Alabama
not make it in?
What?
Why would Ole Miss not make it? They have 1 loss.
Let me see the SEC standings. Let's see the SEC standings. Or it's Alabama, right?
You might as well post them up so the people can actually see them.
All right, give me 1 second.
Did you send out a notification for people at the shows playing?
I don't send out notifications. I've already gone through this with you. I can't go through it again. I don't send out notifications. I don't.
Okay, so let's
the thing automatically does it.
Let's look at the SEC. You have
okay, so we have Texas A&M, Georgia. So you think a team like Georgia shouldn't make it in, right? A team like Ole Miss shouldn't make it in.
No, will they be the top one of the top 12 teams? Yeah, they will. So what's your problem? I don't have a problem with it.
So you think Oklahoma shouldn't make it in?
It depends
right?
on what
That's what you're saying. It's what you're advocating for. That's what you're advocating for. If they win their last 2 games of the year, you think that they shouldn't make it in. That's what you're advocating for. You think that they shouldn't make it in. Instead, we should have a team like Georgia Tech, who, if they get the doors blown off by Georgia, should automatically get a bid in because they won their conference championship.
Okay, but how many teams are we talking? You're talking about 5 teams making the playoffs, so that means 7 at-large bids. 7 at-large bids. That's what it is. So if you can't be in the top 7, I don't care. Not every team out of the SEC is a top. So you don't.
Let's talk about Big Ten too. Let's talk about the Big Ten too.
That's fine. You're going to have Indiana and Ohio State.
You don't think that Oregon, who's 9-1 on the year, should make it in? You don't think that Oregon should make it in, who's 9-1?
But there's still games to be played, right?
Okay, I'm just saying
Oregon plays USC this week. One of those 2 teams is going to get eliminated. That's
both would be happen. Okay. If Oregon loses, both would be 9-2 on the season.
But they lost to USC, and they'd be 6-2 in conference. USC would be 7-1, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So
you don't think Oregon, who has a 9-2 record and has played more ranked teams than the ACC teams have, you don't think that they deserve to make it in. But you think that a team like Georgia Tech, who if they play Georgia and get their doors blown off against good competition because they actually play a ranked opponent throughout the season,
here's the way I look at it.
Make it in.
Same things I let
Notre Dame's getting in. Notre Dame's getting in.
Win and you're in. That's all I have to say. Win and you're in.
But that's not the case, though. That's not the case. That's not the case.
Well, these teams are going to play one another and knock each other off. That, like USC and Oregon, one of them's going to lose. Here's the thing: how many teams with 3 losses make the playoffs? How many?
One team made it last year. I think Clemson had 3 losses last year. Made it in.
Okay, who should have made it instead of them?
Insert anyone here, and insert any SEC school here.
Okay. You realize
I'm sorry, I'm not an advocate for 40-0 blowouts. Okay, I don't want to watch that.
You realize to have the bowl championship series, the big conferences have to have buy-in, right? Is that fair?
It should be the top 12 ranked teams in the country should make it in. It shouldn't have nothing to do. It should have absolutely nothing to do with where you're zoned to play or what division you play in, what conference you play in.
If that's the case, a lot it will never pass. These teams want, if you're going to say to play for the national championship, we're going to have some type of representation. That's what
or here's the thing. Your out of conference games, schedule them against better opponents. Don't schedule them against cupcakes like the ACC likes to do. Don't schedule them against shitty teams.
Plays cupcakes too. Who are you kidding?
But their conference is the most difficult to play in.
But you can't say the other teams.
Okay, so they're out of conference games. So, you think Texas scheduling Ohio State was a cupcake game?
Who else is on Texas' schedule? Who's on Texas' schedule this year? Let's run down the Texas schedule because Texas is not making it. I don't care what.
No, I don't think Texas is making it. Okay. I agree with you. I don't think they're making it. I'm saying you're telling me that Ohio State was a cupcake game that they scheduled.
I didn't say that.
You did. You just said they scheduled cupcake games.
Let's look at their schedule.
Game 1, Ohio State.
Ohio State, tough game.
San Jose State.
Shitty game. Shitty team.
UTEP.
Shitty team. Sam Houston. Shitty team.
In conference. Their conference is the most difficult to play in.
How good is Florida? They fired their coaches here. How good is Florida? Just because they're an SEC team doesn't mean their team is good.
I'm not arguing. I don't think.
How good is Mississippi State?
Okay, no problem. Let's look at Oklahoma. Right? That's a real shitty out of conference game. Michigan,
What was
right?
their
They're
first game
ranked.
of the year?
They
Where's
played
the
against
first-
a good team. Why can't ACC teams match up against
Was
big
that
teams
the
in the
first game
Big
of the
Ten or in
year?
the SEC? Why don't they ever play those teams?
Temple,
Right?
shitty game, shitty team. Kent State.
Oh, look,
shitty
that team. Look, that ACC team. Well, sorry, that was the Armed Forces Bowl from last year. Never mind.
Illinois
Never mind.
State, shitty team. The fact is, the out of conference
In conference. They play in the best conference.
but
They play in the best conference.
No, dude, you're talking about the out of conference games. That's what you said. They need to schedule tougher out of conference games.
They did. They scheduled one of the top teams in the Big Ten.
But most teams schedule cupcakes or their out of conference schedule. They do.
Oh, let's go look at the ACC because that's what we're really on, right? We're really on the ACC. That's who we want to look at. That's who we want to look at is the ACC. Let's see who Georgia Tech has played this year with their out of conference games.
Out of conference games. Who'd they play? Georgia. That's a tough out of conference game.
They play Georgia every year. They play Georgia every year.
Okay. So where did the season start?
It started right here against Colorado. Oh, yeah, real tough opponent, Colorado. Oh, Gardner-Webb, real tough school there. Right. Temple, real tough there, right?
Yeah.
They played no one.
They're just like every other team.
They're not, though. They're not. Name a ranked team that they had that was out of conference. This game is on their schedule every year, and it's going to be an absolute shit show blowout.
But that's a tough game.
Georgia's going to kick the living shit out of Georgia Tech. I'm telling you right now. They're going to kill Georgia Tech.
That's a tough. You don't know. That's why they play the game.
I do know. It's going to happen. Get ready. It's going to happen.
It might, but that doesn't mean it's guaranteed.
Georgia's hot right now. Georgia's playing really well right now.
Those rivalry games are really, really tough to determine who's going to win.
They're beating them. Mark it down.
They might.
Mark it down now. Like I was right about the World Series. I'm telling you 2 weeks in advance, Georgia's going to beat the shit out of Georgia Tech. I'm telling you right now. Mark it down on the calendar. Georgia by 100. Not by 100, but they'll beat the shit out of Georgia Tech. I'll tell you that right now. They'll kick the living shit out of Georgia Tech.
Long story short.
I'm sorry. I don't think a team that plays nobody all year should get an automatic bid in because they won their conference championship. I'm sorry.
Long story short, if you want to have a bowl championship series where 12 teams are in there and maybe going to 16, whatever they're going to do, which it should be 16, honestly, then you're going to see absolutely to get buy-in from the Big Five conferences, they must have a representative.
So then let me ask this. Let's flip the script. Then why are you mad when teams like Italy in the World Cup don't make the World Cup, but you're cool with them having teams like Egypt or, some other not great soccer team make it in over a team like Italy or the Netherlands? Why are you cool with that then? Why aren't you cool with that?
Because the World Cup is not where you're dealing with college football on a year-to-year basis.
How's the difference? We want representation from the world in the tournament, don't we? So why would you complain when teams like Italy and the Netherlands don't make it in?
Football?
You said you want representation from all the big Power 5 conferences. So why, when it's different, when we're talking about soccer and the World Cup, do you have an issue when teams like Italy or the Netherlands don't make it in, but worse teams end up making it over them?
How many teams from Europe make the World Cup?
Oh, God, I don't know. Off the top of my head, I don't know.
I mean, I think there's 32 teams in the tournament now. I think they get 12 or 13 teams. That's a lot of teams. That's an awful lot of teams.
Okay, but I have absolutely heard you outside the show complain that a team like Italy or a team like the Netherlands doesn't get in, but teams like Senegal or, South Africa or something like that end up making it in that are not to the caliber of the Netherlands or Italy.
That's true. A lot of teams are not. That is very true.
But why would you complain then, but you wouldn't complain about it with college football?
I just said I would rather see better teams playing.
And that's my point is I would rather see better teams in college football play than us automatically have to have representation for the ACC when they play no one all year.
There would be no bowl championship series without the buy-in from the conferences. Period. They would not
play better out of conference games then.
Again,
schedule tougher out of conference games.
SEC plays shitty out of conference games too.
But they play in the most difficult conference. Do you not get that?
It doesn't matter.
They play in the toughest conference.
Again, here's the thing you don't get. To have a bowl championship series, you have to have agreement from the Power 5 conferences. If you're just going to say, well, sorry, Power 5 conference, we want you to buy in, but you're not going to have any representation. They're going to say no. Every single
16 European teams, by the way, make the World Cup.
16. So 16 out of 32 are going to be European teams. Half of the tournament.
Yeah.
Okay? So there's more than enough representation then for the European teams. More than enough. Half of the field is European teams.
So you think the quality of games are better when they have lesser teams making in?
It's not the European Invitational. It's the World Cup. If you're not one of the top 16 teams in Europe, you shouldn't get in anyway. Sorry. I don't care. It means you're not going to win. You're not going to win that tournament. Now the other teams aren't either, but they don't. It's not the Euro. It's not the Euro Nations Cup. It's not that. It's not the Euro.
So why would you have? Why are you changing your previous statement when you were complaining that Italy and the Netherlands didn't make it in? Yeah, you are. You absolutely complained that those teams didn't make it in.
Used to be 9 teams from
you
Europe.
Said none of these other countries that are nowhere near the talent of Italy or the Netherlands should make it in. They should absolutely have more European teams in.
The European teams.
You've absolutely said that before.
Okay, but you're not going to tell me the number 8 SEC team is just as good.
I'm not saying the number 8 SEC team. I wasn't arguing for that.
Okay, how many SEC teams you think should make it?
6.
6. So you think the number 6 ACC
I think an SEC team with 3 losses should make it over an ACC team with 2 losses. I absolutely think that. Yes. If 3 of their losses came to teams that are in the top 10 in the country, absolutely, I think that they should.
I think every conference should have a champion in there. It's 5 teams.
Sorry, not me.
It's 5 teams. The teams that really lose out are the teams like from the smaller conferences. Those are the ones who lose out.
They don't play anybody. They don't play anybody. Again, let's look at Georgia Tech's really tough schedule. Unranked. Had they played a ranked opponent this year, they'll play Pitt. Is Pitt even going to be ranked this week going in? Or are they 22 right now?
I don't know if they're going to play Georgia. When they beat Georgia, you'll be singing a different tune.
Okay, and if Georgia absolutely wipes the floor with them, again, Georgia Tech should not make it in. They shouldn't make it in.
If they win their conference, they should get in. Period.
No, they should. Sorry. Don't agree with that. Agree with that.
Period. Then just don't have a bowl. Just go back to the polls.
You think they should make it in over in Alabama or over in Oklahoma? You think they should make it in over Oklahoma?
Oklahoma has no offense. None. So, yeah, I'm fine with Georgia.
They beat the shit. Oklahoma would beat the shit out of them.
They wouldn't score.
They're the best, one of the best, if not the best. Don't worry, their defense will score for them. Their defense scores for them almost every week.
Here's the thing. The great equalizer is if you win, you're in. It's just that plain and simple.
Sorry.
And the SEC teams all get a bonus because they play in the SEC.
They play more ranked opponents. I'm sorry, when you don't play any ranked opponents at the end of the year, you shouldn't make it in. Or if the one ranked opponent you play absolutely wiped the floor with your team, you should not make it in.
Again,
you shouldn't make it in just because you won your conference.
There would be no bowl championship series unless you had buy-in from all the conferences. When you just had it where it was 4 teams, right? Just 4 teams. You know what they do? They start voting for teams from other conferences to get them in. That's what they do. It's not a perfect system. It's never going to be. But you have 12 teams in there vying for number 1.
Let's see who Virginia's played this year. Let's see what stud opponents Virginia's played this year. Where are we
at here? Okay. I don't understand your point.
I'm saying they're going to be the team that's probably playing against Georgia Tech in the ACC championship, and they played freaking no one.
Well, again, maybe Louisville, right?
Louisville's unranked.
Louisville's ranked.
Not anymore.
Okay.
Probably not anymore. They're not.
Virginia sent them packing. Washington State. That's a pretty good road game. That's
Washington State.
Yeah, Washington State. That's an out of conference game. It's better than playing Gardner Webb or
a team that's 500. A team that's 500. You think is a really tough out of conference game?
But it's better than playing a team like Texas San Antonio, like Texas did, or Abilene Christian University.
Yikes.
Or Sam Houston.
Or Oklahoma. The fact that you think Ohio State's a shitty team? Texas played Ohio State. They're the number 1 team in the country.
They also played. But
They played Ohio State. They played the #1 team in the country. That's a real shitty out-of-conference game. I think that's better than Washington State. I think Michigan's a better out-of-conference game than Washington State.
What did we find out about Texas? They've how many losses now? 3. Right? They're out.
3.
No shot of making it.
I agree that they're probably going to be out. Do I think that they're better than Georgia Tech?
They beat Oklahoma.
You know what I think? I think that the ACC school should have to play that team that's on the cusp, an extra game, that team that's on the cusp from the SEC. I think whoever wins that game should make it in. How about that? How about we do that? And then when you see the SEC team wins every 9 out of 10 times, then you'll be on my side.
Bottom line,
it should be the top 12 teams in the country, not we need representation of all the conferences. No.
Bottom line, at the end of the day, it's when you're just looking at polls, it's an imperfect system. The fact that they have 12 teams competing is way better when they had 4. When they had 4, you would complain about number 5 didn't get in. When it's 12, you complain number 13 getting in. When it's 16, you're going to complain.
I'm complaining that I don't think ACC should automatically get a bid in when their teams play literally no one. They are one of the shittiest Power 5 conferences when it comes to football. They are.
We should get one.
They are, and they don't schedule any tough out-of-conference games. They don't schedule any.
They should be guaranteed one spot, and they are.
Or how about this? Every single team in the ACC, those teams, they should all have to play Notre Dame.
Notre Dame doesn't want to be part of the ACC.
They'd be a team that why? Because they win the ACC every year. They'd absolutely win the ACC every year. Okay, no other team would stand a chance.
But they're not part of the ACC.
You'd see they probably go undefeated if they played in the ACC.
They're not part of the ACC.
They should be.
But they
might as well be. They play against a bunch of ACC teams.
But it's because they play college. In college football, they're not part of the ACC. In every other sport, they are. That was the agreement.
Who did BYU lose to again?
When Notre Dame joined the ACC, that was the agreement that they made to join the ACC. They did not have to be part of the Atlantic Coast Conference when it came to football. They held their independent standing in football, but in everything else, they're part of the ACC. I'm not saying it's right. That's the way those deals work out. Just is the way it is. And again, I'm not going to say that the number 6 or 7 team from the SEC should make the bowl playoff championship series because they're not all top 12 teams. They're just not. You're going to see probably 4 teams from the ACC make the bowl championship series, which is plenty. 4 out of 12, plenty.
I'll just say, remember when that Florida State team that was so great and didn't make it into the playoffs, and Florida State was all upset, and then they played Georgia and got absolutely obliterated in that bowl game? Do you remember that? That's why they shouldn't have made the playoffs. That reason right there, because if they play against a good SEC team, they were undefeated. And then guess what? They got their asses killed against Georgia. Absolutely obliterated by Georgia. Destroyed. If a team in a Power 5 conference is undefeated, I'm going to guarantee you that they make the playoffs. Sorry. You play you play no one. You play no one. Same thing when University of Central Florida thought that they should have been playing for the national championship because they were undefeated. Sorry, when you play a cupcake schedule, you know what? I think we should have representation. You know, if there's a team that's undefeated in Division I AA, they should automatically make the playoffs then, right?
They're undefeated. They have a 1 AA
playoff. They should play in the NCAA. They should play in the NCAA. They should. They're just as good. They're just as good as the other teams. They should make it in.
Different levels. You're just irrational as usual.
No, it's not irrational at all.
You're irrational.
Let's get to some comments because I have a feeling the comment section agrees with me. Let's get to some comments here, Grumpy.
Freedom Fundament says, we have tested the sports knowledge of Son X. Now it's time to test his ability to evaluate progress and development. How is Grumpy's efforts in the gym progressing? Steady progress? Invest long-term?
Grumpy's been doing good. I think you've been going to the gym.
Well, not for the last week and a half I haven't.
Because you've been sick.
Very, very under the weather.
Yeah.
But
he's been staying good with it. He's been doing good.
Absolutely rounded the bend, though. So Freedom also says the Islanders have a 10-3-2 record since October 16th, giving them the second most points in the NHL during that time, tied with the Avalanche, and only trailing the Devils. Hopefully selling assets improves the draft position.
Yes.
The Islanders have been winning games. A lot of smoke and mirrors. Number 48 is the reason why they're as good as they are. And
I agree. He's breaking records. But we'll talk about that on Wednesday.
Yeah. Let's just say that the Vegas and Mammoth games should have been losses. They caught some breaks.
They've been getting lucky
They
as of
absolutely
recent.
smoke and mirrors. They're winning with smoke and mirrors right now. They kicked in the goal. They kicked in the goal against Utah.
We'll
That's
talk about
how
that
we
on
tried
Wednesday.
Freedom from the Bench says Sunix is correct. You cannot reward teams who set up soft schedule and weak conferences.
Agreed. And that's exactly what you're doing.
No, then just have the SEC Invitational, and everyone else will play for the national championship.
Have it be the top 12 teams in the country. I don't think that's asking much. Have it be the top 12 teams in the country. And guess what? You want to make the top 12? Schedule tougher opponents. Schedule tougher teams and make the top 12.
Okay, but
that's the way to resolve it.
At the end of the day, the top 12 ranked teams are the ones who make the playoffs.
They aren't.
They are.
They aren't.
When you look at the schedule, when you look at the bowl championship series that week, you're going to see the top 12 teams will be ranked that way in the
because I think when Clemson won the ACC championship, when they had like 2 or 3 losses, they jumped up like 10 spots. Wow, shocker how crazy that works out, right? They jumped up like 10 spots.
They moved up to number 11 or number 10.
They moved up like 10 spots.
7, I think it was 7.
7 spots after 1 week. Get out of here.
They beat a team that had 1 loss.
A shitty SMU team that got killed too. That got killed by Penn State. Got their doors blown off by Penn State.
They didn't get killed.
Really? Let's look up what the score of that game was.
I like when X gets animated, starts swinging that sea serpent like neck. Actually, it's not a sea; it's more like a manatee neck now. But
38-10, you don't think is getting the doors blown off of you? 38-10, you lost by 28 points. That's not getting the doors blown off you though.
To the end.
You're right. You're right. Yeah, you're right. 38-10 is not getting the doors blown off you. That's what you're advocating for. You want more 38-10 losses.
That's absolutely right. I don't want to see.
Hell yeah.
I don't want to see a repeat of the SEC schedule. That much and you know who else doesn't want to see
the most exciting games to watch. They're the ones
viewing audience does not want to see that.
I think you're wrong. I think you're wrong.
It's not about the SEC. It's about the country watching games.
So you think more people watch ACC games than watch SEC games? Is that what you're trying to say when it comes to college football?
I think when it comes
that's what you're saying.
When it comes to the bowl championship series, nobody wants to see the SEC against the SEC all the time. They don't want to see it. They can watch that in the regular season. They want to see teams from other conferences play one another.
You don't think that they would want to see a rematch between 2 teams or 2 teams that hadn't played during the season who were really good?
Not till the last 4 games.
Because remember, the teams of the SEC don't face everybody. They don't face each other.
Well, maybe they should face. Maybe they're facing the weak sisters of the conference.
They're not. They're not though. I guarantee you, majority of them have at least 3 or 4 ranked opponents on their schedule every single year. I guarantee you that.
Okay. I mean, but things go. They change and ebb and flow. Let's say the SEC falls on its face and the ACC is great. Then no SEC team should make it, and all the ACC teams should make it. I'm just saying you were never, ever going to get buy-in from the conferences if you didn't give them at least 1 representative. And when you have 12 teams and you're not going to give 1 from each power conference 1 spot, it was never going to fly. It was never going to fly. I think they should make it 16. I don't believe in the bye system. That's for certain. Now, what they have done is say that the top 4 conferences get a bye the first week. Well, that last year was the first time. How did that turn out? All those teams got beat in the first round because there's so much lag time. That's why I think they want to go to 16 teams. And I'm fine with 16 teams, honestly.
Yeah, so the stats would disprove you. During the 2025 season, SEC has averaged 4.7 million viewers per game, and the ACC has averaged 2.8 million.
What about the Big Ten?
No, you were talking about the ACC. We're not talking about the Big Ten. I agree the Big Ten is good. I agree teams in the Big Ten should make it in. I'm not saying they shouldn't.
I'm talking about.
I'm strictly talking about the ACC.
I'm not.
I am. You think that every single conference should have representation, and you're trying to say that people don't want to watch the SEC. They don't want to watch SEC games, right? They don't want to rewatch SEC games. Yet the stats disprove you. The stats prove you wrong.
Of the Power 5 conferences, each one should have at least 1 representative. Period. Yes, I'm fine with that. Then
the best 12 teams should make it in. Regardless of what conference you play in.
They are the top 12 teams.
They're not. They force them into the top 12.
But they're top 12.
They force them in there. There's a difference. There's
in other words, they're top 12.
There's a difference.
Who should be the arbiter of this? You? Who makes a determination?
I think the people should. I think the people would advocate.
The people?
Yeah.
You want the fans?
You mean the people who pay them with viewership? Yeah, I think they should be the ones who get to decide that. They should leave it up to a fan vote. They should leave it up to a fan vote. Hey, do we want to advocate to have more 38-10 games, or would you rather watch closer games like Oklahoma and Alabama this weekend that went down to the wire? No, we'd rather watch 38-10 blowouts. We'd rather watch teams get ass blasted by 28 points. That's what you want.
There's no way.
That's what you want.
So you think let's have a fan poll on who should make. Let's have a fan poll.
You want games. You want games where teams get absolutely just obliterated. That's what you want to see. No, you do. You do. That's what you want to see.
I do not. I think every Power 5 conference should have one representative. After that,
read
do
this
it any
comment,
other way
Ruby.
you want. I don't care.
Read
We
this
should have
comment.
one team. At least have one team. That's it. Freedom Fund Event says he believes in diversity and competition.
No, he does not. He said we don't need diversity and competition. I will. How about I read it, Grumpy, since you're struggling? We don't need diversity and competition. We need the best competing against the best. I 100% agree with that. The teams that are at the top 12 should be the teams that make it in. And don't jam a team and rack them up 10 positions because they won their conference championship game, so they're automatically getting a bid in. So we got to crank them up there 10 spots from where they were previously ranked. No. Sorry, doesn't work that way. Nope.
I have zero problem with how it's panned out.
You are what is wrong with the college playoffs.
I am what's wrong with the college playoffs. Okay.
You ruin the viewership for everyone else by saying that.
The numbers don't say that, do they?
They do. They argued against you. ACC has about half the viewership SEC does across the board.
Are you talking about Are you talking about in the regular season?
It averaged out.
Are you talking about the regular season?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Well, here's the thing. The SEC
has had more viewership, twice as much viewership than the ACC has per game.
Why? You want to know why? Because CBS has all of the ACC games. Just like the Big Ten games are all on Fox. The ACC does not have an exclusive rights to one network. They don't have that. So their viewership will be down. You see on ABC.
Do they not have ACC network that plays their games?
That's not CBS and NBC and ABC.
You're telling me the ACC games are not on public television? Because not all the SEC games are on public TV. Not every single one of them are. You're wrong there.
They absolutely are.
You're saying every single game that's played in the SEC is on CBS. Is that what you're trying to say? Every game that's played every week in the SEC is on CBS. You're wrong.
The SEC has 2 games every single week.
Okay.
Of their teams on national television.
Okay.
The ACC does not have that.
You're telling me the ACC that they don't have 2 games on national television every game.
Rabbit ears can pick up the SEC, but they can't pick up the ACC.
I doubt that.
I doubt that. Sometimes on ABC.
I doubt that.
Not all the time.
ESPN is free to watch games, by the way. They stream games.
Not free to watch
games. They stream games for free on ESPN. They absolutely do. If you get the ESPN app on your phone, they absolutely stream games for free on there. And a lot of them are ACC games.
I don't want to know anybody who streams games on their phone. They're freaking losers.
I'm just telling you, you can absolutely watch them off your phone or watch them off your computer.
You watch games off your phone?
I have, yeah.
Like I said, I don't want anything to do with losers like that.
Okay.
JP says, good evening, gents. Will Croc Nelson light the lamp for Colorado, or will the Islanders continue to be red hot? Well, they're not red hot. They've got some points, and I fully expect
they have the luck of the Irish. They're early on St. Paddy's Day.
The luck of the Irish. They won 2 games they absolutely should have lost, 2 overtime wins. And one thing I will say, and we'll talk about it Wednesday, of course, I don't want to delve too much into it. Matthew Schaefer has just invigorated the whole organization, though, all by himself.
100%.
Look at the reaction for scoring that game winner against Utah. The whole team. He's just
he has changed. He himself has changed him.
The organization.
No, you know what? I'm going to say it. Him and Darsh have changed the culture in the organization.
Shit.
He has absolutely changed it.
That kid. JP says, frankly, I hope the Islanders show the Avs their Henneman. Freedom Fund Events goes, my Orders Isles fan friend complains about how he doesn't like maybe Staple, Gross, and Rosner. I suggest he watch Grumpy. He tried. It was the TJ Romanoff F. Statuary rape meltdown he never watched again. Well, we'll watch that one. JP says, by the way, my cell phone didn't get notifications for this show. Told you.
Okay, I don't send out notifications. I played the runtime for 5 minutes, which should have popped up a notification on the phone. It should have. It does if you haven't turned on. So I don't know. There's nothing else I can do. I can't hit a button to make a notification happen for YouTube. I can't do that. That's impossible to do.
Is there anything worse than whiny wide receivers?
Yes, somebody who advocates that the ACC should get an automatic bid in to the playoffs.
They should. JP says, I think the generational cohort effect is in full view here with the discussion about streaming games on phones. Absolutely. Who the hell wants to watch a game? Who wants to watch a game on a little freaking screen?
I'm just saying that's the way that everything's going now, streaming. Everything is.
Well, I'm not disagreeing with that.
I'm saying I watch games on my phone. It's not like I watch games on my phone at my house. I don't do that. I will screen share off my phone to my TV, or I'll pull it up on my computer on a computer monitor. I will not watch it on my phone at my house. When I'm out, if I'm not at home and there's no TVs around, yes, I'll pull a game up on my phone.
When you're out where? Like with fiance Y?
Yeah, or if I'm out doing something, like if I'm going out to eat or something like that. And there's
so instead of having conversation, you're watching games on your little
I'm saying
phone.
like fun with a group of people. Yeah, throw it up there.
Oh, so you're watching games
instead of having it's for my job, man. Got to stay into the material.
Okay.
Got to know the material.
JP says, don't worry, X. I'm in my early 50s and have watched hockey on my phone when I've had to.
Yeah, exactly. See, when you have to. I'm the same way. If I'm out and I'm not at a place where there's a TV, I'll throw it up on my phone.
Jay always used to watch the games on his phone.
Or if I'm driving on a Saturday or a Sunday and I'm driving like a long distance, I'll throw it up on my phone and listen to it.
I bet you watch it too, which is
I do not watch it. I do not watch it. I don't text and drive.
No, but you watch television and drive. What's worse?
No. Another member of this show watches television and drives. Not me.
Who?
Ex-member.
Oh, I don't do that.
Are you an ex-member of the show?
Well, he's stupid.
I agree.
JP says it could be Google screwing around with your channel settings.
It could be. I have no idea. I can't hit a button for YouTube to get it to work. And I've went through this with Grumpy. I even was on the phone with Grumpy and TJ and asked TJ if there's a way to do it. And he said no. He said it might be the fact that the intro is not long enough. And today I hit the 5-minute intro because we were sitting here for 5 minutes before the show started. So TJ informed me that that's all that I can do. He said there's no button you can hit to send a notification out.
Can we just look at right now the top 20 teams in college football?
Sure.
Fine. Let's do that. I'm just interested to see what the rankings are. And just pop them up on the screen so we can go through. And just let's see what the representation is.
All right.
It could be a moot point, honestly. And
I have a feeling it won't be.
Well, let's see. Let's see, X.
Ohio State 1, Indiana 2.
That's 2 Big Ten teams.
Texas A&M 3.
ACC.
Alabama 4. Those are not ACC teams.
Yes, they are.
Texas A&M is an ACC team.
I'm sorry, SEC. I'm sorry, SEC.
Yeah, you're saying ACC. I'm like, no, they are not. They are in fact not.
My bad. SEC,
Alabama, Georgia,
SEC,
Texas Tech.
Where's Texas Tech?
They're in the Big 12, I think.
Big 12. So there's your Big 12 representative.
Yeah, that's going to be your Big 12 representative.
Right now you have three, right?
You have 3 teams. Yes, 4 with Ole Miss.
Okay. Oregon is a Big 10.
Oregon.
Notre Dame is an.
These are not correct. These rankings are not correct. These are not correct because Oklahoma, I think, is ranked 8th in the country right now after beating Alabama.
Well, college football, this was the playoffs. This comes out on Tuesday. I'm saying right now.
Okay, currently what we have.
Yeah,
okay.
Currently, they put out the rankings this week. Alabama dropped down to, I think, 11, and Oklahoma moved up to 8.
Okay. So we have Tech. So we went Texas Tech, Ole Miss, another SEC school, right?
Right.
Oregon,
Big 10.
Notre Dame, no representation.
Right.
Yep. Texas, another SEC school. Oklahoma, another SEC school.
Right.
BYU.
There's your There's your Pac-12 representative.
Okay, and that's it. We stop right there because it's the top 12
Scroll-
teams that make it in.
Scroll down a little bit.
Utah
Miami. There's Miami.
at 15. They're not making it in. They would not make it in. So you'd have no ACC representation. Like I said, no ACC representation.
But
None.
Texas is dropping out, right? Texas is dropping out for
They have
certain.
3 losses. So you think Miami's going to jump 3 spots? I don't see that as happening in 1 week. You think they're jumping BYU, who didn't lose this week? You think they're jumping Utah, who didn't lose this week? You think they're jumping Vandy, who didn't lose this week?
I think they're jumping everybody.
No.
And where's
No.
Georgia? Where's Georgia Tech?
16.
There's Georgia Tech 16. They're all jumping. They're all jumping up.
You're delusional if you think they're jumping up 3 spots.
Only one of them has to move up 3 spots. That's all.
You're
Just one.
delusional if you think even one of them is jumping up 3 spots.
Just one. Only and one will make it.
Okay.
Because these other teams are going to beat one another.
Didn't lose last week. None of those teams are jumping teams that didn't lose. I'm sorry, it's not happening.
I'm just telling you.
Especially with the shit teams that the ACC play, it's not happening.
One of those teams will make the playoffs, and I'm fine with it. Like I said, you're arguing about number 12 and number 13.
Dude, they wouldn't make it. As of right now, no ACC. There would be no ACC representation right now. You know that, right?
You used to complain about 4 versus 5.
You are
Now
aware currently with the standings that are out there, no ACC team would make it in.
I'm going to make one more thing. I'm guarantee you, when it's 16 teams, you're going to complain about 16 and 17 because that's what you do. You always complain about the last team.
I don't think that a team that plays no one should make it in.
I think they should make it in.
I think it should be, you know what, as opposed to representation for all, we should take the top 12 teams that are listed at the end of the year. They should make it in. And don't force a freaking team from a conference in there like they did with Clemson last year. Do not do that shit.
I think that's a good idea.
Don't do it. Don't do it.
Make sure all the power conferences have one representative.
Hell no.
Yes.
Strong hell no.
I like it.
Absolutely not.
Okay. So we're in agreement that
don't you say
championship series is going to have one representative from East Power 5 Conference.
Oh man, I might drive over to your house tonight and hit you in the head.
All those teams are not going to go undefeated the rest of the way. They're just not.
I'm aware. I know all those teams are not going to go undefeated. I know that. I know that.
Just winning, you're in. That's all I've say. Winning, you're in. If your
loss is to a top 5 team, or if you have 2 losses to top 5 teams, I'm sorry, you should still make it in over a team that has 1 loss or 2 losses to teams that they played that are unranked. I'm sorry, they should absolutely make it in over those teams. They should. They
probably would have beaten all those other teams. They just didn't have the opportunity. They're probably too scared to challenge them. That's why they have such.
No, we get another 20. We get another 28 loss, 28-point loss. That's what we would get. Because you're going to see it when Georgia Tech plays Georgia and gets obliterated the last game of the year. Mark my words, it's going to happen. We will come back to this conversation. I'll tell you first, told you so. Number 2, no ACC team should make it in. But they'll force a team in there. They will. They will.
They should. It's a good idea. I like it.
I can't wait for the day.
They're at the bottom. That's why.
You know what I can't wait? What I can't wait is the day where an ACC team, there's an ACC team with like 4 or 5 losses on the year, and they win their conference championship. And we have to just have them in.
If you have 4 or 5 losses, you're not going to be playing in your conference championship. Period.
3 losses, and you're playing in your conference championship, like Clemson had last year. Like Clemson had last year.
What was Clemson's out of conference schedule last year?
I don't give a shit what their out of conference schedule is.
You're the one who said the out of conference schedule should matter.
Oh, don't worry, we'll pull it up.
They probably played Ohio State. They probably played Texas. They probably played all the big teams.
I think they played Georgia and got killed by Georgia the first game of the year.
That's a good out of conference game, right?
It doesn't. You know what? If they play those teams every year, they get killed. That's my point. That's my point. That's the point that I'm making. You know, when your out of conference games are okay, what you see is when the ACC schools play tough out of conference schedule or out of conference opponents in the SEC, you see what happens. They get obliterated by them, which means that they shouldn't even be in the conversation.
So in other words, they are scheduling tougher out of conference.
Not all of them do. Clemson does. Clemson does.
Okay. And then so if they lose those games, you count it against them. If they just would have
All right,
scheduled cupcake like most of the SEC teams do, then they would have had maybe 2 losses or 1 loss.
Clemson. Okay, here we go. God dang it, I keep forgetting to share the screen.
Share the screen.
We'll play that comment after. Clemson, Georgia, 34-3. 34-3. I'll say it again. 34-3.
Okay.
Killed.
The Georgia team
killed.
Okay. Georgia, yeah.
Absolutely killed Clemson. Not even close. 31-point victory by Georgia. App State. Ooh, real tough team. NC State, another real tough team. Stanford. Oh, yeah, real tough team there.
Stanford's a tough game team, yeah.
Florida State. What, they have 2 wins or 1 win all last year? Real tough team. Wake Forest, Virginia, Louisville, Virginia Tech, Pitt, Citadel. South Carolina, another SEC team lost. Another SEC team lost to South Carolina last year. So both their out-of-conference games against SEC teams, they lost. Both of them. So you're telling me that if they played in the SEC, you think that they'd be winning more games. So you think that they'd be doing better. And they beat SMU. So they're 2 out-of-conference games.
Those are rivalry games. Those rivalry games, you never know who's going to win. When Georgia Tech beats Georgia, you'll be singing a different tune. That's all I'm saying.
It's not going to happen. It's not going to. Okay, when it doesn't happen, okay, so a three-loss ACC team made it in over SEC teams. That's my problem. That's the issue that I have.
No problem at all.
No.
One team should get in.
Force Clemson in because they won their conference championship. That is the issue that I have. I remember last year we had the same conversation. You said no 3-loss team is going to make it in. No 3-loss team is going to make it in. There's your proof.
At the at-large
team made it in.
Of the at-large bids, no 3-loss team is making it. I stand by that.
Sure. Okay. Sure. Honestly, but I think a 3-loss SEC team should make it in over a 3-loss ACC or an ACC team. I absolutely think that. The 2 out-of-conference games that they played that were against good opponents, 1, they got obliterated by 31 points, and 2, it was a rivalry game, and Clemson ended up. I think South Carolina beat Clemson at Clemson too.
But they're not even playing like any.
Yes, that game was at Clemson, and they beat them. That game was at Clemson, so they lost at home. They lost at home to South Carolina.
They're not even playing any out-of-conference games. That's my point. They're not. I just disagree. A
3-loss ACC team made it in because they won their conference championship, and their 2 tough out-of-conference games that they played against SEC teams, they lost.
Okay, but they won.
If they played in the SEC, they'd have a lot more losses, and they wouldn't even be in contention to make the playoffs.
You know what
that's my point.
You know what they call them? Conference champions. They're will hang about.
God,
all these SEC teams, they don't even make their conference, and you think because they get beat in the conference championship, they absolutely would, and then they'd have 3 losses or 4 losses.
Who?
And name one who didn't make it. Who do you think was going to beat Georgia or Alabama last year, or whoever the heck were the 2 teams that were in the.
It was Georgia and South Carolina. South Carolina is ranked 15th. Do I think that teams in the SEC, like a team in the SEC that was right on the cusp, would have beat South Carolina? Yes, I probably do. Or do I think South Carolina deserved to make it in over Clemson because they just beat them? Yes, I think that they should have made it in over Clemson. That's correct.
I think if a team is good enough to make its conference game, they should be ranked higher from teams that are not good enough to make their conference game.
I'm curious, what was South Carolina's record last year?
Can we move off this topic?
No. I want to see this. Let's see what South Carolina's record was last year. I am curious. 2024.
You should have this information at the ready if you're going to.
Okay. South Carolina lost to LSU last year.
Right.
They lost to Ole Miss. Okay. That was ranked 14th.
Right.
They lost to Alabama.
Okay.
And that was it. Those are their losses. They lost to LSU, Alabama, and Ole Miss. They should have made it in over Clemson.
Who did they beat?
Clemson. They beat the team that made it in.
No,
they beat the team that made it in.
What SEC teams did they beat?
Missouri.
Missouri sucks.
Missouri did not suck last year. They were ranked last year. You're wrong.
They sucked.
They beat Missouri. Oklahoma wasn't ranked. So they beat Missouri, who's a ranked opponent. And then they beat Clemson also, who was a ranked opponent.
I'm talking about the SEC teams, not anybody else. Who'd they beat in the SEC? They played more than 4 SEC
They beat
games.
Missouri. Okay, they beat Missouri, Texas A&M, Oklahoma, Vanderbilt.
Some pretty bad teams last year.
You think LSU's a bad team? They beat Kentucky.
Another bad team last year.
And their first game was Old Dominion. They beat Kentucky. They beat LSU. They beat Ole Miss. They lost to Ole Miss, lost to Alabama, beat Oklahoma, beat Texas A&M, beat Vanderbilt, beat Missouri, and then those were all their SEC games that they had. And they beat Clemson, the team that made it in. Clemson's only win, their only ranked win, was against SMU. That was it. That was it all year. They had one ranked win against SMU.
The complaint was SMU or South Carolina was the complaint for the last spot. That's what the complaint was last year. SMU or South Carolina.
The complaint should have been South Carolina or Clemson. That's my point. You shouldn't have representation. Whoever wins their conference championship should not get an automatic bid in. I'm sorry. Shouldn't be that way.
I'm so glad Clemson.
South Carolina was a better team last year than Clemson. And they didn't get in. They didn't get in due to that stupid rule.
I'm just ecstatic that SMU and Clemson made it last year. I'm so happy.
Yeah, you're really ecstatic for that 28-point loss that SMU suffered to Penn State. Got killed.
Yeah, I am happy about that, I must admit. Guru says, Antonio Brown is in deep doo-doo with the law once more. Son X, should I lacquer my wooden floor?
Yes, Antonio Brown is in deep doo-doo. He has been charged.
Murder.
Attempted murder. Yeah. Yep, off of that boxing event that was in Dubai.
I'm just like, Antonio Brown, come on, Antonio.
Yeah, not good. Not good at all.
Nah.
And I don't know about lacquering your wooden floor. I don't know.
Guru says, the Cleveland Browns are a fittingly named team.
The Browns, because they keep pooping themselves.
Very true.
Yes.
Can't help themselves.
And then let me share something here real quick. There was a certain player who got in for the Browns. I just wanted to show this real quick. There's a player who got in for the Browns that said, Ravens hit perfect timing celebration after sacking Shedeur Sanders. I don't know if you're familiar, Grumpy. Shedeur Sanders has a song that came out that he put out called Perfect Timing, where he references his Richard Mille watch.
I did not know that.
Yes. So he has a little song that's called Perfect Timing. And let's go ahead and watch this, Grumpy. Let's see what happens.
8. Pressure coming off the edge. Sanders in trouble, and he is dropped. Ball came out late. It was Kyle Hamilton who has the sack. And the Browns able to maintain possession, but they will punt on 4th down. A loss of 13.
Jason, you made the point about Sanders in the pocket, and really that is his game. Dylan Gabriel.
By the way, David Njoku was wide open. Wide open right here on a pass.
Okay, he's a rookie. He had a couple of guys. He had a couple of guys open on this route.
Pocket and real
wide open.
Yeah, he's wide open. He's not even looking at him though right now. He's not his primary guy. There were a couple of guys open on that play. And I don't know what the depth of the route was supposed to be, but they weren't looking, and the rush got to him quick, and that's what happens to rookie quarterbacks. It's what happens to rookie quarterbacks.
Dylan Gabriel is much more of a movement game at 6 feet tall. You want to move him, change the launch ankles, all of that. Shedeur Sanders' entire college career was played mainly from the pocket. Didn't mean he was immobile, but
I just remember everybody saying that Shedeur Sanders should have been drafted higher. Shedeur Sanders this, Shedeur Sanders that. Fact is, he's not that good of a quarterback, period.
He's a rookie.
Yep.
Doesn't mean he can't turn out to be good.
No.
I think it's safe to say Bo Nix was better as a rookie than he is.
Yes. I just find it funny that they hit the perfect timing celebration on him, because that's what he would always do in college. He'd hold up his watch in front of everybody, to taunting people.
Well,
so,
like I said, they don't forget that stuff.
Nope,
so
they don't.
He had an opportunity to lead them for the tying touchdown, and he missed a couple of guys. He's a rookie, though. What do you expect? He's a rookie. Freedom Fund says, okay, boys, this first segment has gone on too long. No shit. Something happened at Sunday dinner. Son X, not happy with the menu or service tonight?
I was doing the service. I was the one who made the food. I was very happy with my food. It was
Did you
very
make all the food?
majority of it, yeah. I think the only thing I didn't make was your hot dogs.
And did you clean the grill afterwards?
No, you said you would do it.
So no. I just want to make sure. You make it sound like I'm the one. I did all the service. You didn't. You.
Oh,
I'm
let me
in
ask
it.
the question.
I'm not- I'm not-
Did you cover the grill yet?
Yes.
Because it was uncovered when I went out there.
I know that.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm fully aware of that. You made it sound like you were the hero of the day. And I just want to let people know that you're not the only one who did anything. And I'm very appreciative of you doing that.
You helped out,
Absolutely.
and I agree. You helped out.
Oh, you were really quick to say, "Oh, I was the one."
I cooked the food. You cooked your hot dogs. That's correct.
Who was out there? I had to hold your hand when you were doing.
You were not out, dude. You came out there at the very end.
With me.
Quit.
Freedom Fundamental goes. Son X is 100% correct. Schaefer and Darsh have changed. Darsh hasn't done anything. Changed the Islanders for the better. With wedding bells set to ring, let us not forget TJ took X to Bucky's for his bachelor party.
Yeah. Little Bucky's time.
Next, no show.
Yes.
Next Sunday. X is getting married on Saturday evening. And I'm hosting the, what do they call it? The dinner the night before.
Rehearsal dinner.
That's like where the real fun is the night before. You know, it's like it's the cool stuff before, the boring wedding stuff. Gungun says, Grumpy, within maybe a span of only a year or two from now, will baby Liza do a better job of replenishing the water in your fridge than a certain crucial member of this podcast? Absolutely. She's already more crucial to the success of the water. Gungun says, why did Mo Green not at least listen to Michael Corleone's offer? Son X, are you an avid golfer?
No, I'm not very good at golf.
Last time you went golfing, what did you do?
The last time I went golfing, I just didn't play well. That was the last time I went golfing.
When I took you to the driving range,
that was not the last time I went golfing.
When I took you to the driving range, what did you do?
I threw the club when I went with you.
Through the club.
Slipped out of my hands.
Through the club. Yep. He didn't even have a strong enough grip to hold club. And it comes to Mo Green. Hubris was the reason why he didn't at least listen to the offer. He was a hothead. Hey, who was it? Oh gosh, not Mo Green. Who was it in the second one? Why am I buying a blank on a name? Lee Strasberg played him. Hyman Roth said, he explained, he says, he knew he had a big mouth. He had a temper. So, when he got whacked, he didn't say anything. And that's what happened. That's his own better nature got the better of him. And he got whacked. Sorry. JP says, Paul Brown's name has been really buried in the same color manure with the history of the football teams playing in Cleveland. Mike Brown is his son. And they're just incredibly cheap. Incredibly cheap. JP says, Goon, Mo was too busy keeping Fredo in live for banging cocktail waitresses 2 at a time. Freedom Fundamental says, Butchie is back on the broadcast tonight. Good to see him. One more thing to piss you off about, Lou, is do you know he wouldn't allow the broadcast team like Hickey, Clutter, Butchie to fly with the team? I did not know that.
Wow.
Well, I'm glad he's gone, honestly.
Yeah. Good riddance. Team's better with Darsh.
Freedom Fundamental says the only team, I'm going to say in the NHL, who made their broadcast team fly commercial. So happy that pile of crap is gone. Mean old man.
Yep. They I guess they were like the Bengals.
Yes.
It's super cheap.
Very true. JP said the Islanders indeed do show their Henneman. Henneman scores and the Islanders are up 1-0.
Meal, baby.
1-0 Isle, says James Farrell. Goal by Henneman. Goal by Henneman. Jungu says, what will it take for Grumpy to climb aboard the Henneman train? Son X, which classic comedy mentioned an abnormal brain? It's not the Son X documentary either.
I don't know.
Oh, God. Really?
When you're going to say it, I'm going to realize it. The Jerk?
Not The Jerk.
Who's in it?
Gene Wilder, Peter Boyle, Cloris Leachman, Madeline
Blazing
Kahn.
Saddles?
Not Blazing Saddles, but it's from the same guys who did Blazing Saddles, and the movie came out the same year as Blazing Saddles. It was a spoof on A horror genre.
Oh, Rocky Horror Picture Show.
No.
Spoof on. Oh, Young Frankenstein.
Dr. Frankenstein.
Young Frankenstein. That's it.
Yes.
After you said that, I was like,
honestly, I like Young Frankenstein better than Blazing Saddles.
I think they're both good. They're both
good. I'm not saying they're both that good. I just think Young Frankenstein's better. Yep. JP says, congratulations again, X and family.
Thanks so much.
So next, have you ever seen Youngblood?
Yes, I have. That's with what's his face?
Rob Lowe.
Rob Lowe, yes. And he plays a hockey player.
Yep. And he looks just as good today as he did back then.
He literally looks exactly the same.
Well, a little bit older now, but not much.
He's like Tom Cruise kind of is, where they didn't age.
Yes, not at all.
Kind of weird.
Drew says, congrats, X and the family.
Thank you. Thank you.
Drew also says, is it me or do I feel like the offensive play call in the NFL this year has been significantly worse than last year?
Yeah, I think it's just decisions. Coaches have just been dumb.
Yeah. Today's Miami-Washington game in Spain. I honestly, you had Quinn go for it. How many times? The game is tied with 6 minutes to go, 13-13. 6 minutes to go, 4th and goal from the 2. And instead of putting 3 points on the board for teams that hadn't scored all day, he decides he's going to go for it. But the play gets in late, and they have to burn a timeout to boot. So, of course, they don't convert instead of taking the 3 points. Miami gets the ball. They're forced to punt, and the guy looked like he was an airplane spotter up there for Washington, could not catch a punt. The Dolphins recover, drive down to the 1 yard line with a minute to go, 4th and 1, and they don't kick a field goal. They go for a touchdown. They get stopped, of course. Washington drives down the field. Inexplicably, they had the ball like at the 40, I want to say maybe the 38-yard line. 3rd and 8. What would you do in that situation, X? 3rd and 8. You have no timeouts left. What would you do with the play?
If I was going to try and go for a play, I'm throwing it to the sidelines, if anything. If not, how many seconds were left?
I think there were like 25 or 30 seconds left.
I try a play to the sidelines, and if I can't get to the side, then I'm taking a kick, or I'm calling a play, and I'm like spike, get the field goal off.
How long of a pass play would you attempt?
I don't know, something to get a first down.
So 8 yards, 10 yards?
Yeah, something to pick up a first down.
So not like a 40-yard pass?
No, absolutely not.
Okay,
no.
Well, that's what Washington did. Of course, incomplete. The guy comes and kicks a field goal, and if he had 5 more yards, guess what?
He would have hit it.
He would have hit the field goal. It swerves right out at the last second. They don't get it. They get the ball to start the second half, which was a catastrophe in itself.
Immediate interception.
The officials didn't know the difference between heads and tails. The Tua Tagovailoa didn't know if he wanted to kick or if he wanted to receive the ball. He just says, "We're going to go second. We're going to go second." Like, so you want to kick? You want to play defense? Yeah, we're going to go second. And then Laramie Tunsil, where do you want to play? What side of the field? That one. Okay, which one? That one. Okay, well, come on over here to this side. It was embarrassing. It was embarrassing. You think none of these guys ever played football before. And he explained the rules, and they were just like, what? Just dumb as a box of rocks. Here's what I think should have happened. TSA should never let those 2 coaches back in the country. Leave them back. Leave them in Spain. Leave them where they are. They should not coach a football team. They shouldn't even be part of this country. Get rid of them. Freedom Fund Adventure says, happy birthday to Hemman, who already has 9 goals this year. He had 10 last year in limited time and injured. Romanoff clearing the crease and putting Landeskog on his back. Islanders need more of that. Romanoff sucks. Next, please. X. Are we going to talk about the NFL playing picture?
Yes, we will.
Okay.
Yes.
4th liner having himself a year.
Young Frankenstein, LOL.
That's very true.
All right. Now, I do want to go through some of the stuff that I added real quick.
Okay. Because I know we're going to talk about the X Conspiracy Corner, how everything is geared for the Chiefs to win the Super Bowl this year,
Correct.
like against the Giants.
This is South Carolina even has the A&M police officers rattled. We go ahead and watch this. He was relieved of duty after that.
And he should have been. He absolutely should have been.
Absolutely.
He was butthurt. His team was losing by 27 points at halftime. But have no fear. Will Beamer, whatever the hell his name is. What's his name? Ron Beamer?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what his name is. Beamer.
Frank Beamer's son,
Shane Beamer, something like that.
Maybe. Frank Beamer's son is on the sidelines, and they got outscored 28-0 after half. They shouldn't even let him on team bus. You're up by 27 points at half, South Carolina, the great South Carolina, up 27 points at half, and they wound up losing 31-30. Outscored 28-0 in the second half. That coach should lose his job. Terrible.
Yes,
terrible.
And here it is, South Carolina head coach Shane Beamer did this, mocking the Texas A&M crowd while being up 30-3 at halftime. They wound up losing the game 31-30. What a clown! And that was the biggest comeback in Texas A&M history.
Yeah. What an idiot. Honestly, maybe there was some of his fans over there. You know, they have a section where the other team gets some fans. I don't know if that
this looks like these are Gamecock fans over here.
Okay, so
they're all wearing Carolina.
So that's where his fans are. So all right, he's not as much of a clown, but he should have maintained his composure.
These are all South Carolina fans.
He was reading his press clippings. He's like, "Oh boy, I'm going to get a big contract extension." No, I don't think so.
Yeah, I cannot believe they blew that lead.
One-way trip to Palooka.
As soon as they scored a touchdown coming out of half, A&M did. It was quick. It was a quick touchdown. I said, this game's over. I said, South Carolina is going to lose. This was kind of crazy play here, Grumpy.
Let's see.
It says, this is a fumble.
Catch. All he has to do is have control. So they're going to look, if they have enough control, that ends the process and it's a touchdown. I think the call will stand.
Yeah, it seems like that, right? Thank you, Steve. Appreciate that detail. He just ripped it off his hip and then lost it on the way through.
After reviewing the play, the touchdown is upheld.
They gave him a touchdown on that. To me, he fumbled that ball out of bounds.
Fumbled the ball out of bounds. Yeah.
He did not ever have possession of that ball.
True.
But big teams get big call, get all the calls. So
maybe that's why they're ranked so high, because they're a big team. It's not who they play. They're just a big team.
I don't think I think Oregon's only team that they played. Who did they play this year? Was it Indiana and they lost?
Yeah,
that's really been the only good team. I mean, I think a lot of these teams in the Big Ten had Penn State penciled in like, okay, this can be a big game. They're a good team. They really have underperformed this year, so I think it's hurt them a little bit. When if Oregon played Ohio State, which they're not going to. It's going to be Ohio State and Indiana who play for the conference championship. Yeah. But like Oregon, I think they should be a team that makes it in, but they might not. We might just have to force an ACC team in.
They're going to have to win out. You're winning, you're in. You're losing, you're not. It's just that plain simple. You got to win to get in. Keep winning. That's what I said last year. So I say this year: winning, you're in.
And now this is a little SEC officiating moment of the day. This defensive pass interference flag getting picked up in Oxford for some reason. Now, Florida has been getting absolutely shafted on calls this year. I will say that. They've been getting shafted on calls this year. Do you think that this should be defensive pass interference, Grumpy?
Let's see.
And 2 turnovers on downs. Lagway from the end zone. Rips a throw. Looking for a flag, and there it is.
I need to slow down a little bit, and you need to make it full screen.
It is full screen. Can't be any more full screen than this.
Okay. Let's see here. Make it a little slower.
I'm playing at half speed.
Okay. Man, that pass was behind him. Did it even reach him?
It hits him.
Oh, okay.
The pass hits him.
Then, yeah, that's a penalty.
They threw the flag. Here it is. Here it is in slow-mo. Right here. It hits him. They picked the flag up and said that it's not defensive pass interference. How in the hell do you not call that defensive pass interference?
That's absolutely pass interference, 100%.
And this is what I mean, where this is a close game too. I mean, it's 27-24. It's not like it's a blowout. This is an automatic first down.
Yep.
And they're getting out of their, 3-yard line. It's every week against Florida. For the Florida fans out there, I feel bad for you because I don't know who it was a week or two ago. Maybe it was Alabama that they played against, where they got robbed of a catch that they called not a catch, which would have won them the game. It's just, It seems like every week Florida's just getting robbed. I just feel for them. That's all.
Bye-bye, Florida.
Yeah. But yeah, that absolutely questionable there. Let's see. Do I have any more college football? Oh, and here we have another clip from that game here. It says, how is this not an unsportsmanlike conduct penalty?
Oh, it looks like old Miss is getting taken to the woodshed here.
What in the hell is that?
They're trying to push him into the ball.
You can't do that. You can't push players into the ball. You can't have your whole team push somebody in the ball.
Well, where are the referees? Where are the referees there?
You know what they're doing? Picking up defensive pass interference.
Oh, going next.
That's what they're doing. Yeah, again, yikes. I mean, they didn't even try and hide the bias in this game. Didn't even try and hide it. Speaking of the Oklahoma and Alabama game, me and you had a conversation about this when it happened. It said the holder got it down. Make the kick, dude.
Yeah. This freaking loser, number 31. It's a crappy kick.
Agreed.
And he's trying to blame the snapper. Dude, your job is to kick the ball. It was there. Put it down. It was there in plenty of time. When they showed the replay, he took 2 steps after the ball was put down. He sucks. He sucks. What out of rhythm? He's still coming at it. He doesn't slow up at all. 2, 3, and he just hooks the shit out of it.
Yep.
They wound up getting deflected, but here's the thing: that they're deflected towards the damn. He might have put it in the tunnel. It was such a bad kick.
He might have put it in the tunnel. Honestly, when this kid comes out to the kick, they should have warning signs up for the fans that are behind there because he's not even kicking anywhere near the net.
Like a bad golf shot.
Now, watch out! Flying footballs can drill you in the head by this kid.
He sucks.
Yeah. Honestly, we even said the same thing. We're like, that's not on the guy snapped the ball. Was it a good snap? No. At the same point,
but the ball was down in plenty of time.
Yeah, exactly. At the same point in time, it's not like oh my God, he snapped it so bad out of place. I couldn't even kick the ball, dude. You didn't even go out of your rhythm to kick it. That's on you. You just hooked the shit out of it. That's all.
True.
And then here we go, another little piece of college football here. It says, prayers up for Texas quarterback Arch Manning. Nothing wrong with him. He just sucks. 35-10, Texas lose.
Is he crying?
Yes.
Oh, God.
Yes. One thing I will say, I remember we had some viewers on the show who haven't tuned in a while. Who were saying
the Monroe boys?
That is correct. Who were arguing that Quinn Ewers was terrible, not a good quarterback. They need to put Arch Manning in. There's something Quinn Ewers never did that Arch Manning is doing now, and that's not make the playoffs. Quinn Ewers made the playoffs the 2 years that he was in there as a starting quarterback. Arch Manning did not. He won't make it this year. First year as starting quarterback, he ain't making the playoffs.
Now, they did drop a number of passes on him yesterday. But again, he's one of those guys who, for whatever reason, throws the ball sidearm, borderline underhand. So those balls tend to tail, and they fishtail as soon as they come up to receivers. Throw the ball over the top, son.
Yeah, I just thought that it was so funny that everybody was hyping him up at the beginning of the season. Oh, he's so great. He's so great. Oh, my God. And now this is a little bit off from what we typically show on the show, Grumpy, but it does relate with college. It says, what the actual F did I just watch? I don't know. Have you seen this, Grumpy?
I have not.
Kid Lee from Michigan.
I've not. Michigan State.
Oh, yeah, Michigan State. Sorry.
Nightingale talked about his stick skills, and watch this. He's literally a magician with the puck. He will lift it up over the stick, knock it down through the legs of Master Domenico, bring it back to his
My
forehand,
God.
and then rifle a shot.
He's got to put the puck in the net, though.
Yeah, didn't put the puck in the net, but holy cow. What a set of deeks.
You want to know what happens to that guy in the NHL when he does that to somebody once?
He's going to get just railroaded.
He goes near the boards. He's getting run through the boards.
I will say, though, he undressed that defender.
He
Absolutely undressed that guy.
He did. He did. It's true.
All right, let's get back to some comments, Grumpy.
James Farrell says, son, X, you found someone to marry you? Lucky girl. Oh, look at that. A little compliment for X there.
Thank you. Thank you.
Is this the end of the Chiefs? They're 5-5 now. X, do we want to hit the
we can hit the topic of the NFL because I have all NFL clips to end the rest of the show. So we can pull up NFL standings and who we think will make the playoffs this year. All right, let me remove this and let me know when you can see it, Grumpy.
I can see it, Mr. X.
All right, so we have the AFC East. Who do you think
Patriots have like the easiest schedule in the league?
they do? Their schedule is very easy.
But they're pretty good this year. Drake May's been really good. Mike Vrabel's done a nice job with the defense. Are they a great 9-2 team? No, I don't think so. Is Buffalo better than them? Yeah, I think when it comes down to nut cutting time, Buffalo would beat them. But right now, they're a game and a half up. They do play the Patriots again before the season ends. Buffalo.
I think they'll beat the Patriots.
I also think they will beat the Patriots. But those two teams, I think both will make the playoffs.
Yep.
Dolphins, they suck. The Jets, even worse. So who cares? Okay.
Steelers are going to win division again.
No, they're not. Ravens are going to win division.
You think the Ravens are going to end up winning division?
They've won 4 in a row. They got all their guys back from injury. I know it was the Browns today, but they still found a way to win in regulation. I think that the Ravens will win division. The Bengals and the Browns, forget about it. The Steelers may be a wild card team.
The Steelers beat the Bengals today. The Steelers defense is starting to perform again. That's been the issue for them in the last couple of weeks is their defense has been not playing well.
The Bengals suck.
Yeah, they suck. So do the Browns.
Okay.
So do the Browns. I mean, right? You can argue the same thing. The Browns are worse than the Bengals. Record-wise, they're worse than the Bengals.
Aaron Rodgers got hurt today with a bruised wrist.
Yeah, he'll be back. He'll be back. It all the defense has to step up. If the defense steps up, I think they'll win division.
No, I think Ravens will win in division.
Okay.
The South.
Colts and Jaguars.
Yeah. Colts, I think, are on bye this week.
Jaguars had a blowout win against the Chargers today.
Yeah, the Chargers, man. I'm telling you.
Chargers is not a good team.
Now, the Jags have beat the Chiefs. The Jags have beat the Chiefs. The Colts play the Chiefs. I don't know if it's next week or the week after in Kansas City, of course. But that'll be a big game. I think Kansas City absolutely – well, we'll get to Kansas City in a second. But the Colts are in the driver's seat for the AFC South. I think they'll win that. The Jags have a shot at a wild card.
Yep. And Texans, awful. And Titans.
Well, they've won 2 in a row, though.
Texans are not a good team. Who'd they beat today in overtime or whatever in late? Was it – who did they play today? Was it Minnesota?
No. Oh, no, they lost today, I think.
They lost to Tennessee. Tennessee got their second win.
Second win of the year for Tennessee. Or maybe first one. Second one. Had to be their second one.
This might just not be updated.
Who won the game? Maybe the Texans wound up beating them at the end. I think the Texans wound up winning at the end.
Okay. Yeah. Broncos, Chargers, Chiefs.
Broncos just about have that division locked up.
The Chargers are going to melt down at the end of the year.
I cannot believe they got just annihilated today by Jacksonville.
Killed.
Yeah.
Are they still missing Joe Alt?
Yeah. He's
And
going to
he's
be
a
out,
huge loss for them. Their offensive line sucks.
he's going to be out the whole year.
They're missing a left tackle. They're missing their starting left tackle and their starting right tackle. Two of the best, honestly, the top tackles in the league too. Missing both of them. Yeah, their offense is done.
Okay. You got the Broncos up on the Chargers, and then the Chiefs at 5-5. Can you go to like the playoffs? Playoffs is that say like where teams are?
Let me see if I can find it.
Now the Chiefs have lost every single one-score game this year. They're 0-5. I still think they're a good team. I think their defense is good. They didn't involve Rashid Rice in the game plan at all today, which I thought was interesting. He's their number one weapon, and he didn't. Okay, here we go right now. You got Denver, Patriots, Colts, Steelers. You got Buffalo, Chargers, and Jacksonville would be your playoff teams. After that, the Texans, Kansas City, and the Ravens. Like I said, I think the Ravens are going to win division.
Okay.
They're only one game behind Pittsburgh. I think they wind up knocking them out. And those are the only teams. You have 10 teams vying for, 7 spots?
Yeah.
So 3 teams aren't going to make it. Would it surprise me if it was Pittsburgh, the Chargers, or the Jaguars not to make it? It would not. I think the Chiefs will somehow make the playoffs.
They want them in.
Well, you keep on saying that, but they keep losing games.
Yeah, you know what? They were losing games last year, and magically they snuck their way in and then made it to a Super Bowl.
Okay.
So
I think it's safe to say they're not winning division, though, right?
no, I don't think they'll win division, but I think they'll make playoffs, and I think they'll go far in the playoffs. Here's the thing. They tried to give the Chiefs the game today against Denver. They tried to.
Well,
Denver had 120 or 130 yards in penalties.
147 penalty yards on 10 penalties.
Yeah,
And some of them are real ticky-tack.
absolutely. Absolutely. They tried their best. They tried their best to give them the game.
Yes.
They did. They did. But Denver ended up coming out on top. I think as long as they get in the playoffs, it doesn't matter because they'll just throw flag after flag after flag for Kansas
Look
City.
at their strength of schedule, Denver.
It's not great.
It's not. Well, they showed it. If you just go to it, they showed the strength of schedule. 417.
Yeah, not good.
What's Kansas City's strength of schedule?
535.
535. Houston, 549. Jacksonville, 539. Steelers, 505. I mean, it always helps to have a shitty schedule.
Yeah.
I mean, when you're playing a bunch of real cupcakes, it really helps.
Oh, yeah, it does. And then we have the NFC picture.
The Rams won today, which puts them over the top of the Seahawks.
Yes.
Is it wrong for me to say those are the 2 best teams in the NFC?
Ooh, I think you're wrong there. I don't think Seattle's that good. I think Sam Darnold turns into Sam Darnold when he plays against good competition. He just does.
Is it safe to say that the NFC is a much stronger conference this year?
Sure, top to bottom, yeah. Yeah. I agree.
Yeah.
I think Tampa is playing well, but I think they're also hurt the fact that they have so many injuries on their offense. I think it's killing them.
True.
I think it's killing them. And unfortunately, I think they'd be a lot better and a lot more of a contender if they were healthy, but they're not going to be.
And what about those Carolina Panthers at 6-5?
Hell yeah, but at the same point in time, the Panthers really haven't played anyone.
They're not going to make the playoffs. I think that's safe to say. They're not.
If they beat Tampa, they will make the playoffs.
I don't think they're going to make playoffs. I think just look at the records. I mean, I think right now there's 9 teams. There's going to be 9 teams in playoff, maybe just 8 for 7 spots, but 9 teams right now. and the top 8 teams have a 7-4 record or better. I mean, that's pretty darn good, honestly.
Yeah.
So, I mean, none of the teams below Carolina even have a shot.
No.
Not
it's a
any.
drop off after them.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I don't know. I think they have a shot. They have to beat Tampa. They have to beat Tampa if they want to make it in. They have to. They just have to. They
Very
beat the
true.
Falcons today, which I mean was a big win for them. Honestly, that was a must-win game against Atlanta. So they beat Atlanta twice this year. They got to beat Tampa though.
If the Chiefs were in the NFC, do you think they make the playoffs?
No.
Neither do I.
No.
I still think they have a pretty good chance of making the playoffs in the AFC, though.
Yeah.
I think division is out of reach.
Well, let's look at the rest of their schedule to see who they have. So they still have to play the Colts. I think they could potentially lose to the Colts. Dallas has been not great this year. Houston, not good. I think they'll beat the Chargers at home. They'll definitely beat Tennessee. This will be an interesting game against Denver. They'll beat the Raiders.
Okay, so how many more games can they afford to lose? I think you can't. I don't think
Two, maybe.
I don't think you can afford to go 9-7 to make playoffs. I just
We'll
don't
see.
think
I mean, yeah, I think they can only afford 2 more losses. That's it.
Look at so 9-7. You say whatever 10-7.
Yeah.
So you say they get in at 10-7. Look at some of the other teams and see what their strength of schedule the rest of the way is. I'm
You talk about the
interested
teams
in
that are around where they are,
Yeah, I mean,
like Baltimore.
Baltimore will pass them.
Okay.
They absolutely will.
Houston.
Now, did Baltimore play the Chiefs this year already?
Yes, they did, and they
And
got
they lost,
killed.
right?
They got beat by like 40 points.
Okay.
That was when they were just riddled with injuries. So the Houston Texans have Buffalo next week,
Okay.
Indianapolis, Kansas City. That's probably 3 losses right there for them. Arizona, they could beat Arizona. The Raiders suck. They could beat the Raiders. They'll probably lose to the Chargers, and then they'll lose to Indianapolis again. So they're no shot.
Yeah,
No
I
shot
don't
for
think
Houston.
the Texans are going to make it either. It's Baltimore as a team you need to look at, and Jacksonville. And
Jacksonville has Arizona. They'll beat them. Tennessee, they'll beat them. Indianapolis, they'll probably lose. The Jets, they'll win. Denver, they'll probably lose. Indianapolis, they'll lose, and they'll beat the Titans again.
Okay, so that's
I project them to have 3 more losses on the year.
Okay, so 3 more losses for them brings their record to what? 10-7.
Yeah.
Okay, they beat Kansas City head to head,
So they would make it an over head to head.
Yeah, they would get. They need to win and you're in, right?
Yep.
Win and you're in. It's just that plain and simple. Win and you're in. So Jacksonville should be in a pretty good spot.
Yes, if they win their games, yes. I have a feeling they can make it in.
And then we have the Chargers. Because the Chargers are starting to, I don't know.
Yes, they should win. They should beat Las Vegas. Philadelphia, they'll probably lose to them. Kansas City, I said they'd lose. Dallas, they should beat them. Houston, that's a toss-up game. Denver, honestly, I think that's a toss-up game too. I don't think Denver's really beaten. I don't think Denver's really played anyone this year. I don't think they play. I mean,
they beat Denver earlier this year.
Yeah, I want to see Denver's. Tennessee lost to Indianapolis, lost to the Chargers, Bengals. They beat Philadelphia, Jets, Giants, Dallas, Houston, Las Vegas. I mean, out of the teams they've beaten that are really good, the teams they played that are really good, it's been Indianapolis and the Eagles, and I guess you could throw the Chargers in there, and then today the Chiefs.
If they have division wrapped up going into the last week,
they'll take it easy and sit a bunch of guys
against the Chargers. I think so also.
Yeah,
which could enable the Chargers to
jump.
I think it's fair to say that Kansas City right now. Can we look at Baltimore's record
now? Question for you: if it comes down to a team like Denver, right, and they have it wrapped up, they're going to win. They're going to win their division. Do they look at it like, okay, who would we rather play against in the playoffs, the Chargers or Kansas City? Do you think that they would try and beat Kansas City and then sit a bunch of guys for the Chargers to be like, yeah, well, we want the Chargers to win, like almost essentially throwing a game to have the Chargers get in as opposed to Kansas City?
Well, you have you have to worry about New England. You want to have home field throughout, right? Only one team gets a bye.
Yeah.
So that's the way they have to look at it. One team gets a bye, and they want it to be them. So do you want to play Kansas City in the first round? No, you do not. Would you rather play the Chargers? I think you do. So
Do you think they'd throw a game?
I'm not going to – no, they're not throwing games, but coaches –
sit a ton of guys, suck for luck,
Yes,
right? Essentially
well,
do that.
Yes. You want
Sit
to
a
rest
bunch of players.
Right. You want to rest guys going into the playoffs. You don't – injuries are the big equalizer. So, I mean, and we got the Ravens and the Steelers.
Let's see the Ravens schedule.
I don't see both of them making the playoffs. The Ravens have
Jets.
the Jets. There's a
terrible.
win. Cincinnati
Cincy.
win.
Pittsburgh will be a close game.
Win. Cincinnati another win. That New England game's going to be tough. Green Bay's kind of fallen off, and Pittsburgh again. So they have Pittsburgh twice. They have Cincinnati twice. So, I mean, they could very easily – I think they're going to make playoffs and win division. The only other team we need to look at is the Steelers. And then you have your 4 division wins. It just comes down to who are the 3 best wild cards.
Chicago.
Chicago's won how many games in a row? Winning the
Baltimore.
last second. Buffalo is a bad matchup for the Steelers. Baltimore, another bad matchup. Miami sucks. Detroit's a bad matchup. Cleveland, then Baltimore.
Sucks.
So I think, like I said, to me,
The Steelers, I think, have the toughest rest of the schedule.
They're only 6-4, so they're only 1 game ahead of the Chiefs.
Yeah.
So I could very easily see them dropping out and the Chiefs moving up to that spot. But it's going to be, to me, Ravens. Then you have the Chargers, the Jaguars, and to me, that's it. Those are your 2 wild card teams, the Chargers and the Jaguars. I don't think Pittsburgh's going to make it. So very easily, maybe the Chiefs don't make it this year. Buffalo's going to make it as a wild card. It's up to the Chargers and Jaguars. That's what I feel. Baltimore's going to win division, so it doesn't matter. I mean,
how many more games do you think the Chargers need to win to make that wild card?
They need to be 10-7 to get in the wild card.
So what are they right now? 4 losses.
Raiders, they'll beat Philadelphia. Probably that's a loss. Chiefs, they always play the Chiefs tough. Dallas is a win. Houston's a win. And Denver, the last week of the season, could very easily be a win. So, I mean, Kansas City and Pittsburgh and Philadelphia are the 2 toughest games on the schedule. And, do they beat Houston and or Denver? Houston could be mailing it in by the end of the year if they fall out of playoff contention.
To try and get better draft picks.
Yeah. But, I mean, if they go, 11-6, they're going to make playoffs. I don't think the Chiefs are going undefeated the rest of the way.
Yeah, I think it will be it'll definitely be interesting within the next couple of weeks to see what happens. But
I agree.
I think the Chargers have to win the games they need to win, and then Jacksonville needs to win the games they need to win for the Chiefs not to make it.
And this is the Chiefs' worst 10-game start since 2015. So who do you blame? Who gets a blame for it? How about the quarterback?
Right?
How about the quarterback, who I think has been underwhelming the last 2.5 years?
I agree. His play has absolutely dropped off if you look at his stats over the last 3 years.
You want to know who he's not? I'm going to tell you he's not.
The people's champion.
He's not TB12. He's just not. Sorry.
That's very true. That's very true.
Yes.
Do you want to do NFC? I mean, I think that's kind of locked.
Yeah, NFC, I think you're going to see, I think it's 8 teams for 7 spots because I don't think the Panthers are good enough to make it.
I think if the Panthers want to make it, they got to jump Tampa Bay, and I just don't think they're going to do that.
And then Tampa would have to drop out. Tampa won't be a wild card team.
Yes, I agree.
I mean,
I think it's pretty much locked.
You got it's going to come down to, I think Detroit, the Packers, and the 49ers for the last 2 playoff spots. 2 of those 3 are going to make it. I mean, the Packers they've had a really easy strength of schedule.
But they've been struggling.
They are struggling, 6-3-1. So I could see them being the odd team out. San Francisco
they lost to Carolina.
Yep. San Francisco's got Brock Purdy back today. He looked good.
They looked a lot better today. They absolutely did.
Way better than with Mac Jones. So I think
they're a team that's not going to do anything in the playoffs. You're missing your 2 best defensive players.
But you could have 3 teams from the NFC West making the playoffs, right?
Yeah.
Now, do you think that all the teams in division should have a player team if their record isn't good enough? Do you think? Do you think they shouldn't let divisions represent? Because that's like the same thing you were saying in college.
I don't think they should. I think it should be the top teams.
So
The top
division,
8
so
teams.
winning your division shouldn't count for anything.
The top 8 teams. If you play in a shitty division, no, I don't think that it's really any great feat if you win your division.
So being a division champion should not guarantee you a playoff spot.
No.
Okay. Well, that's never going to happen. So at least you're consistently wrong.
Nope.
So I appreciate it.
I'm consistently wrong.
Yeah.
Let's keep having those 28 point loss games. That's
okay. Drew says, I'd argue the Broncos-Chiefs game was worse as far as a play calling standpoint than Miami and Washington. Miami and Washington had 2 dog shit quarterbacks. Sean Payton just forgets R.J. Harvey exists. I know you were excited for R.J. Harvey. He's a backfield. He's splitting with McLaughlin. Drew also says, then there's this current game with Kevin Patullo, who can't even get a super team to function on offense. Must be talking about Detroit. Their quarterback sucks. James Farrell says, standing ovation for Waugh, 30th anniversary of the Avalanche's Cup victory. Wow. Hard to believe that's 30 years ago. Drew says, oh, by the way, X, I sent you a meme.
I will look for it and put it up there. Give me 1 second.
James Farrell, Son X, can you show the game-winning field goal of the Vikings game? Look at the 2 Vikings fans cheering. Must be fantasy fans. Or maybe they're just hoping their team, since it's not very good, they lose games so they get a better draft position because they need a quarterback. The McCarthy kid's not the answer, I don't think. Oh, he's a rookie, though. He's a rookie, so he's going to get a lot of rope, and O'Connell is a very good quarterback coach. Let's see how it pans out. I just don't think he's that great.
All right, so I think there's a couple things Drew sent. Let me put them up here, and I'll pull up the field goal. This is Jack Hughes at the team dinner.
This could be a bloody mess. Faster, faster, here we go. What am I doing? I don't know. If my finger does get hit, well, this could really hurt.
Oh my God, I can't watch that. Ugh.
Here's the thing. It reminds me of the first Alien movie where they had the drone. He says, put your hand here, and he puts his hand like, and he's like, "Bah!" Yeah. Bill Pullman, I think it was. He's like, no. Just okay. First thing I heard when it said it was a team function, and I bet you he sliced himself with a steak knife. He's out 8 weeks. Jordan Love, when he needs to perform for a Grumpy's fantasy team.
Hey, Packer Nation. Huge game Sunday, 4:30 p.m. Eastern, 1:30 Pacific. Hopefully y'all show all the love and support that you've been doing throughout the year. And hopefully we take this one home and make a deep playoff run. Go Pack, go.
Is that Jordan Love?
No.
Okay.
I don't think so.
If that's Jordan Love, holy crap, he's never winning anything.
No, I don't think that is Jordan Love.
Okay.
And then also he sent one here as well. Let me play it one more. Oh, no, it's this one. So Brian Dable reveals why he got fired, Grumpy.
I got fired because Russell Wilson is total ass. He's the only black quarterback with a goddamn.
I don't know what he's going to say, but I'm sure it's probably not good. But yeah, it's AI. It's AI.
Yeah, that was pretty obvious. But honestly, he deserved to get fired. The GM needs to go too. The GM, I think, tried to save his job by firing Brian Dable.
Yeah.
I mean, they all need to go. They need to clean house again. Jets need to clean house again.
I agree.
Drew says Dan Quinn is the reason Jaden Daniels got hurt anyways. He's a horrible coach.
So. Okay. I think it's safe to say Jaden Daniels is turning into RG3 2.0.
Okay.
He's injury prone as hell.
Okay. Let's just wait. Let's just wait. He can actually come back and play this year, by the way.
With his hyperextended elbow that popped the wrong way?
The left elbow. Yeah. It's like a dislocation. They just pop it back in. It looks bad, but the healing time is not as long as you think.
Until he gets injured again. What, next week? Just go run again, get hit. Oh, out again. Another injury. Crack some ribs because I weigh about 15 pounds and I'm out there running, getting hit by guys who are the same weight of freaking SUVs, getting obliterated by them.
Freedom Fundamental says, Grumpy, will Son X cry during his wedding? I'm guessing TJ did not cry during his because I believe you need to have a heart to cry.
Whoa. I don't know if I will.
TJ did not. I don't know if X will. Matter of fact, DraftKings is having odds if I cry during the speech at the rehearsal dinner. X, do you think I'll cry during the rehearsal dinner?
Yeah, I think you will.
Absolutely. Do you think I'm going to make everyone else cry?
No.
I guarantee I do.
I guarantee you.
Guaranteed. Rangers losing 2-1, says James Farrell. Gugner says, why did the Islanders get rid of the Ice Girls, Son X? Have you bought fiance Y a lot of pearls?
Not pearls, but I got her other jewelry.
Why did they get rid of the Ice Girls? You want to know why?
No.
They were too hot. They were more entertaining than the Islanders on the ice. Drew says, I heard the Alabama game was good yesterday. I didn't see it. It was good. It was good.
Yep, was a very good game.
Alabama should have won that game. Honestly.
They should have, but they didn't.
All over.
And honestly, Oklahoma's defense, I even said, as I said, Oklahoma's defense should probably be playing on Sundays. Their offense, though, is probably one of the worst in the country. Their offense is terrible.
Terrible.
Yep. Their defense is great, though. Their defense is elite.
They're playing 3 true freshmen at offensive line.
And you can tell they're true freshmen.
Yeah.
They're bad.
They'll be better as it goes on, but that's a shame. James
Honestly,
Farrell,
they should pack their bags at the portal.
James Farrell said the Rangers lost 2-1. Big fight with Jonathan Quick. Can you show the video of fights and thoughts? I don't think we can do that without getting the video.
Yeah, taken down. Let me see if I can find that field goal, Minnesota's field goal.
Freedom Runner says, Grumpy, wow, oh, wow. Are you and Clutterbuck officially at war now? He said Owen Nolan is the grumpiest man in the world. Guessing that relationship can't be repaired between you two. Well, he doesn't know me, so it's easy to say that. Now, I don't know what Owen Nolan's about because people who know me outside, X, would you say outside of this show that I'm really not a grumpy person?
Sometimes you can be. Depends on what's being discussed.
Okay, if you do something stupid, yeah, but
see, right there, you're being grumpy right there.
Would you say normally I'm grumpy?
No, not normally.
What about when Liza's around?
No, you're always happy when she's around.
Always. Next comment, please, Mixer X.
Hold on one second. Let's play this here.
Oh, here we go.
Oh, golly, Moses, man. Okay. So it says he had a 48-yard field goal for the win.
Santos puts it up and
ooh, that was close. Yeah, there's a couple of them celebrating over there. Maybe they didn't know what team they're rooting for.
Again.
I'm trying to see who it was because it looked like the people who were celebrating were Bears fans.
Well, let's see.
I'm gonna hit pause here. Everybody that's wearing Minnesota Vikings gear is like, oh my gosh. Oh,
you got the number 18 over here. He's got his hands on his head. There you go.
He's pissed. These 3 people are wearing Bears gear.
Yeah, and that's a number 18 Bears jersey for certain.
Yeah.
Yeah, those are
Bears fans. Everybody else is just defeated that's wearing Viking stuff.
Yeah.
I don't know which fans you're talking about.
I didn't think there was any way the Bears were coming back with how much time was on the left when Minnesota scored to go ahead. But the NFL loves this. They love games coming down to where it's basketball, where it's basketball. All the excitement is like in the last 5 minutes of the game.
Oh, yeah.
I already read that one.
Oh, sorry. My fault. I was looking up the video and you were reading it.
Freedom Fundamental says, I am so mad that Miami's won and messed up draft position. They're horrible. The one thing you should be worried about is that they win more games and they keep the coach. That should be your biggest concern. Draft position is important too, but you cannot have the same coach.
I agree.
Gungun said, who is less likable, Bill Belichick or Aaron Glenn? Grumpy as a younger lad. Which one of your son's bedrooms resembled a pig pen? Well, they slept in the same room, but their room was always clean.
It was clean. It was always
clean. All the rooms were always clean in the house. They were never really slobs. X honestly was much more of a slob in certain respects. You know what I'm talking about, right, X?
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Next.
X don't want to talk about this, obviously.
Okay. Next, the question though is who's more likable, Bill Belichick or Aaron Glenn? I think Aaron Glenn is much more likable than Bill Belichick. I don't even think it's close.
I don't know them personally, but they say Bill Belichick is really personable on a personal level, but Aaron Glenn he looks like a nice guy. He's a shitty football coach, but he looks like a nice guy. So I'd say Aaron Glenn, because when shit goes really bad, Aaron Glenn still seems okay with it. Bill Belichick's a real a-hole when that happens. Gungun says, speaking of Billy B without Brady, is Bill worthless? Son X, I challenge you to a game of chess.
I'm actually
pretty good at chess, aren't you, X?
I'm not pretty good. I'm okay. I'm not pretty good though. I would if I played somebody who actually like played it competitively or like was invested in playing, I get killed.
How many people play competitive chess nowadays?
There's a lot. Honestly, I guarantee you there's some kid in the chess club. He probably wiped the floor with me, just like Georgia Tech.
Google is not in the chess club. I'm going to guarantee
like,
that.
Just like George is going to wipe the floor with Georgia Tech.
Everybody's on their phone. Do they even have clubs anymore? I don't even know.
I think they do.
How about the watching hockey on phone club? Maybe that.
Oh, here we go. Freedom Fun Adventure says, I don't like to be a fan who claims officials are against us, but SunX is correct. Every week, Gators get questionable calls against us. That takes away points. Yep, they absolutely did. I think it was either last week or 2 weeks ago on that catch, and I think they played against Alabama, where the kid clearly caught the ball and they ruled no catch. Sorry.
Well, and here's something.
It's bad.
SunX is absolutely one of those fans who say that his team gets screwed by officiating. That's all he does.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I think that we should go away from officials.
Drew says, I had the Chiefs going to the wild card and going 10-7. We'll see if my prediction comes to fruition. I have them losing in the wild card game, though. I think it's going to be close. It's going to be. I think the Chiefs will. I don't think they're going to go undefeated the rest of the way, but they're a number of games behind. They're 2 games out, particularly against Jacksonville. They're a game and a half behind, and head-to-head, they're behind them. So that's going to be that's like 2 games back. They're like 2 games back of Jacksonville. That's problematic for them. The Chargers beat them head-to-head. They have to be. They cannot lose to the Chargers in Kansas City.
Yeah, if they lose to the Chargers, in Kansas City, they're done. That's it.
They can't lose.
Season's over.
They can't lose again to Denver. They cannot lose division games.
Yep. Agreed.
They can't do that. They can't lose conference games.
Yep.
I mean, I'm surprised they have all their weapons back and they just haven't been that good. And the quarterback play has been spotty at best.
It's chuck up a prayer and hope for they throw out laundry. That's literally what it is.
Throw the balls for it. Throw jump ball down there and hope the flag is thrown.
Wait for the officials to bail you out. You want to know what's funny though? What's funny? Those games that they won last year, they were doing the same thing, but they were getting a lot more penalties in those plays.
Well, they had 10 penalties for 147 yards for the other team today, and they still
just scored points.
Yeah.
They overcame the adversity of the refs.
Yeah.
Yep.
Drew says, I still think even if the Bears win division, they're arguably the biggest paper tigers of the NFC. That's fair. I don't
think the Bears are that good.
I just think football is just down, period.
I agree. And speaking of the Bears, it said this was a clear face mask in front of the ref. Ref just shrugged it off. Oh, well, laugh my ass off this league.
Yeah.
You see, he's like, oh, you saw the ref down there at the bottom. He went, oh.
Well, but let's see the play. Here it is. Whoa. Yeah. How is that not called? I don't know if you noticed when Mahomes got sacked the last time today. Did you see the first thing he's like, oh, helmet. He's a whingy little bitch.
He looks for those penalty flags, man. Well, here's the thing. When you're given it throughout your entire career, you're going to continue to look for it all the time.
Yeah.
That's just what happens. The league has absolutely protected him all the time. And now here was another thing. I don't know if you know this. It said, Deion Dawkins in post-game locker room on Keon Coleman being a healthy scratch due to being late to the Bills team meeting. He said pats on the back are over with, and it's time for him to grow up, and he knows it.
That's a veteran.
Yep.
Talking about a young
I already
player.
spoke to him. When I spoke to Keon before in this game, and I told him, I said, bro, look, don't even worry about it. Everybody goes through a different journey, right? Let's just say that this is the last time. Let's just move forward. And he said, I'm with you. That's all and we need, right? Like, nobody's perfect, but in this league, we need guys to come on. And Keon knows, right? Now he's in the hot seat, and he needs to come on and show up for us. Pats on the back are over with, and it's time for him to grow up, and he knows it. And as an older player on the team, we hold everybody accountable, and we shoot straight. We don't sugarcoat it, and the words were said to him, and he took it well. And we'll see how it goes in this week. But like I said in the beginning of the season, I'm in Keon's corner, man. Like, this league is hard. Being on time is hard. Being great is hard. Pushing for greatness is hard. So.
Okay. Being on time is not hard. I agree with everything he said. He's a team leader, honestly.
Yeah. Yeah. I liked what he said.
Don't say being on time is hard. I mean, do you have a watch? Do you have a phone?
Lombardi time, right?
You're supposed to be there.
Lombardi time.
Get there on time. There is no excuse for not being there on time. It's your job. It's your job.
So we got his back, but the time is now.
Okay. Now, good for him. Team lead. You can see why he's a team leader, right?
Yes. Yeah.
But he didn't need to say being on time is hard. It's not. It's like saying breathing is hard.
It's like saying
but good for Deion Dawkins.
It says video of Jamar Chase and Jalen Ramsey confrontation from today's game. Ramsey said Chase spit on him. Chase said he did not. This is a field level video. Do you want me to play it in slow-mo?
Yeah, because I want to see the spit flying.
All right, so here they are. There's Jamar Chase, Jalen Ramsey.
Where are the referees?
I don't know.
To keep the children in line. That's what I want to know.
He absolutely spit on him.
Can we go back a little bit? Okay. I don't know if maybe he spits when he talks. I don't know.
Yeah, no. That thing that just flew right there. Do you see that flying out of his mouth?
It was a real under the radar spit though, wasn't it?
Yeah, but still he spits on him.
He didn't go he didn't go Haktua on it. Put a little spit on that thing. He didn't do that.
Watch.
He didn't even move his head.
Oh, that started the fight.
Well, there you go.
Boom, spits on him.
They always see the second one. They always see the second one. That's it. Toss them.
Well, no. In the first game, Dak Prescott absolutely got spit on by Jalen Carter, and Jalen Carter got tossed. And it was further away than that. So why is Jamar Chase not getting tossed? Is it because he's a bigger name than Jalen Carter?
No,
is that the reason why he didn't get tossed? You're telling me that Jalen Carter's a bigger name than Jamar Chase?
I think he's a big name.
Full halt.
He's not. I just said he's a big name. It's not Joe Matadots. Okay.
Okay. Jamar Chase should have gotten tossed from this game, and he didn't. Jamar Chase should have gotten tossed from this game for spitting on Jalen Ramsey, and he did not. He absolutely 100% should have gotten tossed.
It was real slick.
Here's the thing. They're able to go through replay, right, for Jalen Carter's spitting incident to happen after a play.
It was Dak Prescott who spit on Carter, and Carter got tossed, not Prescott.
Spit it first, and then Jalen Carter spit back at him. It was
Jalen Carter. Jalen Carter hit him.
No, Jalen Carter got tossed for spitting.
Well,
Jalen Carter got tossed for spitting at Dak Prescott.
The referees can't call what they don't see. Okay, they can't.
They were able to go back and look at a replay to kick Jalen Carter out. Why the hell can't they do that here? They have the ability. I'm looking at it right now.
They can only call what they see.
Oh, it's horseshit. That's horseshit. They went through and overruled. They called a penalty. Remember, they went through in that Detroit Kansas City game and they called a penalty that they didn't see on the field.
Let's move on.
Yes. They can do whatever they want.
Let's move on.
Ridiculous.
Drew says, oh, now I thought about it. Did you see the story about Jack Hughes? Out 8 weeks. Drew said, Freedom Fundamental says, I'm happy that Scott Mayfield looks so happy and content with the birth of his son Theodore. Good for him and his entire family. I agree. Top of the table. This is one of the Moreau boys. Let's see. Which one is a big Chiefs fan? Is that Derek or Alex?
Derek is the Chiefs fan.
Okay. Oh, look at this. I knew I could suck him in. Sure. Let's blame another quarterback who's still top 5 in MVP odds. That means nothing, by the way. I guess 280 combined yards against the best defense in the NFL isn't good enough for you fellas today. Hey, if he was a real star, he would have drove him down with 2 minutes to go and put him in field goal range. He didn't. He took a sack and complained that he didn't get a penalty.
He looked for a penalty.
He just hasn't been that good. Top of the table says he dropped to 13-2 in his career against Denver. I know that's a terrible ratio. Okay, they've had a breezy. That division has been a playground for them. Just like New England was for many, many a year playing in the AFC least. The West has been the same thing. All of a sudden, you have a couple
of quarterbacks coming out of there
who have started to turn around the last 2 years in Denver when Harbaugh and Peyton came to the Chargers and the Broncos, and all of a sudden, they're not as good anymore. And he has, you can objectively said, he has not been really good the last 2.5 years. He's not been. I'm not saying he sucks. I'm just saying he's not been the same guy. He was at his best when he was playing with Hall of Fame wide receivers and tight ends on his team. That's when he was at his best. When he has just regular weapons, he's just not as good. That's why he'll never, ever, ever, ever be as good as Brady. And you know who knows it? Patrick Mahomes. Top of the table, that's Alex. Once again, Derek says, for the first time in Mahomes' 8-year career, he might not win a division. Damn, boys, it took long enough. If only he was playing for the Patriots, easy schedule in the NFL like Tommy Boy was. Well, you're just wrong, but that's okay. You're young, so you don't really know, which I'm fine with. It's okay. Don't let hate get in the way of a good argument. Top of the table, that's Derek Monroe once again says, Baker really showed he was MVP caliber today. AX. Now, see, here's the thing about Derek. When his little team doesn't do well, his little quarterback, he lashes out at everyone.
Wouldn't you say that the Buccaneers? Wouldn't you say that the Buccaneers put up a better performance than the Chiefs did against Buffalo without having top tier weapons like Mahomes had available?
Was Kansas City able to beat Buffalo?
No.
And
they had all their weapons back.
Kansas City is
Baker's still without Mike Evans and Chris Godwin and Bucky Irving, and is still able to put up points.
If they were healthy, they would have beaten Buffalo. I don't think Buffalo's that good.
I don't either.
The only team they could beat is Kansas City.
Whoa.
They're not that good.
In Kansas City. Baker lost as a team that plays in Florida.
So wasn't that game in Buffalo?
No, that game was in Kansas City.
Okay.
No, yeah, that game was in Kansas City. They beat him in Kansas. I'm pretty sure they beat him in Kansas City.
I thought it was in Buffalo.
Let's look it up.
You can look it up, X.
I'll look it up here.
But that being said, Derek, it's not a good look when you attack other people because your little quarterback has not played well.
He sucks. It's overrated.
I think he is overrated.
Baker Mayfield's doing it with less every week.
Well, that's true. Freedom Fundamental says Henneman has scored the first goal in the past 3. The more I see the memes that Drew and Son.
It was a home game. It was a home game for Buffalo. You're right.
Okay, I thought it was a Buffalo home game.
Yep, you're right.
The more I see these memes about Drew and Son X share, the more I worry about the military if we go in a war. Shake my head. Well, here's the thing. X is too old to go into war now. And Drew might be too. Top of the table, that's Derek Monroe says, Josh Allen ties Cam Newton for career rushing TDs today, adding 3 to his tally against Tampa today. Now, here's the thing. As good as Josh Allen is, he's not Tom Brady either.
Nope.
There's something to be said for winning. Here's the thing. I thought about it today when I'm watching the Denver game. I said, 2 minutes to go. If this is Brady, the Patriots are winning that game. They're going to come down and they're going to score. And Patrick Mahomes, 3 and out. 3 and out. 3 and out. 3 and out.
Mahomes.
3 and out. How many 3 and outs can we have? How many interceptions at the goal line? Sorry. Freedom Fundamental says, is top of the table TJ? No, it's Derek Monroe. TJ, whatever you do, don't try climbing up on the table, buddy. It won't hold your weight. Wow, that's a vicious attack.
Jesus, yeah.
Drew says, "Oh, I heard after today's Giants game that supposedly more changes on the way after today's loss. Hopefully, it's Joe Shane." I don't think you fire the GM mid-season unless you have somebody. It's hard to have an interim GM. You're going to want to do an extension.
And again, I don't think it's the GM's fault. I think I'm going to say I think that it's the fact that they played Russell Wilson for too damn long, and Russell Wilson blows. They played him for too long. I mean, Jameis Winston it just couldn't finish the job at the end of the game. I mean, you're playing your third string quarterback. What do you expect? Honestly, your second string quarterback is god awful. Your second string quarterback should have been your third string quarterback, and your third string quarterback should have been, your second string quarterback should have been your third string quarterback.
Yeah.
Anyway, losing Malik Neighbors killed them, and losing Cam Scatterbo. I mean,
yeah, you're losing.
They have Jackson Dart, Cam Scatterbo, and Malik Neighbors. They win today. They absolutely do. They do. It's not the GM's fault. You can't help injuries.
But the GM's not been great either.
Yeah.
Nick D. Drew says, I doubt it, though, because John Mara is a Nepo baby POS. Nick D says, Grumpy, Son X, how you boys doing tonight? Grump, was AJ Malesko's hair up to your standards? It's usually not, but I don't know what her hair looks like today. Drew says, also at the half, Jalen Hurts is 3 for 10 passing for 21 yards. Felt like I should just point that out there. He's not a great quarterback.
He's not. I like him. He's a good runner. He's not a good quarterback.
I like him as a person. And I root for him because I like him as a person. I just do.
Yep. But he's not a good quarterback. He's not.
Drew says, by the way, Grumpy, Kevin Petullo was on the Eagles, not the Lions. What's the difference? Both teams are in the same boat. Nick D says, second period's about to start. Drew adds, and the hammerhead, Dan Campbell just effed it for Detroit for going on a 4th and 5. Stupid. He's stupid. That's why Detroit will never win. Too dumb. James Farrell says, Grump, when are you going to have the Islanders fan? When are you going to have the Islander fan? Forgot his name, but he's a regular as your guest. Might be talking about Phil, maybe.
Yeah, maybe Phil.
Drew said, I was in the V Club and the Glee Club and even the chess team. Weird Al Yankovic in 2006. Freedom Fund Adventure goes, dang, Son X moved off the slob in the other way topic so fast. I think he was close to pulling the plug on the podcast. His fiance, why? Still sweet and polite, Grumpy? Yeah, she's okay.
She's okay.
We like fiance Y. Drew says, yep, I saw the face mask on Red Zone earlier today. That was an egregious missed call. Very true.
Yep, and not just that. This was in the Miami Washington game. It says we might have just seen the worst pass interference call in NFL history.
Let's take a look at the replay. And
Mike McDaniels was upset because really
working up top against Deebo Samuel. It's an in-breaking route. Deebo gets in there. Jack Jones. Whoa, I don't see it. Yeah,
well, not that it's over his head. It's just he didn't even
touch him.
Yeah, I don't even get it.
And not to mention, it was also uncatchable.
Well, uncatchable, it doesn't matter as much. The fact is, he didn't touch him.
Yeah. That's just poor. I thought, I was just like, oh my God, that's bad. That's really bad.
Drew says, breaking news, the Eagles got called for a false start on the tush push.
Oh,
they were
calling it.
Big
They're
time.
Calling it. And then back on the train of poor penalties. This was an unsportsmanlike conduct penalties. This is Goodell's league.
Okay, he's in bounds. He's in bounds. He's in bounds. That's a clean tackle. That's a clean tackle. I don't know what the penalty is there.
They flagged Trey McBride for excessive celebration.
That's terrible.
Now, there's certain gestures that the NFL
He didn't look at anybody. He didn't taunt anybody.
Big play, and
here's the thing. I don't even want to touch on that because I absolutely have opinions on that. I'm not touching them.
I just said wow.
Because
I just said wow.
I've seen other guys do way worse and they don't get flagged, and that's nothing. That's just I got a first down. Everybody does that. Everybody.
I agree. Yeah, and let's get through these comments, Grumpy, and then we will wrap it up.
Drew says Keon Coleman sucks anyways. The Bills' offense looked better without him.
Yeah, I don't think the Bills have a good, with the exception of James Cook, I don't think the Bills have a weapon, and they have a glorified right tackle at tight end. So
Freedom Fun Adventure says being on time is hard for TJ and Son X.
got him. That was good. I will say that was good. That was good.
Drew says Jamar Chase knew he could bait Jalen Ramsey by spitting on him. Honestly, was a smart play. I don't like the spitting thing, but he didn't even move his body, honestly. So that's why it's tough to see. Unless you see the phlegm flying, you can't say he didn't go. He didn't do that. He was just talking and something just came out. I don't know. It's tricky.
And then Freedom Fun Adventure says, at Drew, I couldn't believe Son X had the audacity to try and pile on someone for not being on time. And Drew said, yeah, you roasted him. And just like that, it's 2-1 Colorado. Ugh.
Yeah, I'm DVRing the game. I'm sure the Islanders look like shit. And
the Jack Hughes injury happened at a team dinner. What a freaking dope.
True.
It was a dinner celebrating Frank's 50th birthday celebration from Barstool Sports. Son X, do you ever get on the ponies?
Yeah, bet on the ponies.
Oh, sorry. Do you ever bet on the ponies? Grumpy, what's your favorite flavor of rice-a-roni?
Do not eat rice-a-roni. Never have.
And I do not bet on the ponies. The only thing I've ever bet on, I placed one bet on the Kansas City Chiefs to win the Super Bowl, so I would at least be happy with either outcome. I would pay. I think I bet 20 or $25, and I was like, I would gladly pay $20 to $25 to watch the Chiefs lose.
Oh my goodness! Freedom Fun Adventure mentioned now the Islanders are down 2-1 all of a sudden. Drew says Hammerhead Dan with another colossal F up. Yep. Here's our friend Derek back. At least Mahomes will never be part of the lowest scoring Super Bowl of all time. That stat belongs to Brady and Goff, 13-3 finish. Brady didn't score a TD, by the way. No, he didn't score a TD. But you know what? In every Super Bowl he's been in, he scored more than Patrick Mahomes did when he played Tom Brady in the Super Bowl.
That is
9
true.
points. No touchdowns. First time in his career.
Yeah, and you know another stat that Mahomes will never have? Beating Tom Brady.
Head to head when the games mean the most.
Beating Tom Brady in a postseason game. He'll never
0 for 2.
He'll never have that.
Great save by Sorokin. Have a great night, Son X and Grumpy. Same to you.
Thank you.
And Derek, once again, on a serious note, I'm sad I won't hear an All Sports podcast next week from you guys. Congrats, Son X, to you and your family on getting married. Thank you very much.
So much. Thank you. And anything you want to say before we hop off today, Grumpy?
I want to say love and laughter to everyone who listens and even those who don't, from Son X and the Grumpy Old Man.
Yep, and I want to thank everybody for coming out and listening as always. Love the interactions in the comments, and we will see you guys next time. Thanks, Grumpy.
My pleasure.